I think we are live. It's Noodle Free Mondays. I'm the guy, Mr. CD Enforcer, aka Papa Carl the Bad Boy. And that fan in the background is my PlayStation 4, waiting for me to get to it as I play my opening videos. Normally I play some comedy stuff or something different. I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling really selfish today. Since it is our noodle of the week is Mr. Katt Williams. As everybody know, Katt Williams recently wild out, set the world on fire. So we're going to check out some of his stuff, talk about that a little bit later as the noodle of the week. Of course, I'll have my news segment after the opening video, which will last to about 9:30, about an hour from now. Then we'll do our opening news segment. Maybe go through some sports, make a few jokes. We're going to get into our Katt Williams noodle of the week. And I'm going to give maybe some commentary on the opening video. So that's what I thought. The opening video, I'll give some basic quick commentary, intro housekeeping stuff, do the noodle free news, then do the noodle of the week, and then get out of here on that. We'll call it simple. And if I have any guests come through, so be it. So that's a noodle free Mondays. I'm messing up my camera, guys. Sorry about that. I'm trying to organize here. Could be a little lower. I kind of like my little weird junky background. I love it. I'm eclectic. Anyway, I can't wait till I'm rich. I can have like a whole bunch of really cool space. So I can have like a big cool room. That's a whole nother thing when I get rich. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. I believe these are some of my first shows of the year. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everything is fine with your family, friends, things going on. Or you got a good resolution, realize you never want to see them again. Whatever works. Some people go home to know how great it is. Other people go home to realize why they left. So that's the beauty of Noodle Free Mondays in life in this world. Shout out to the cities, Philadelphia to Los Angeles. And I'm going to go ahead and get this video going. I'm going to go with my cat poop crazy video. I think I one about like the secrets to eternal life or something. Let's see here. Let me find it. One moment. My loves. Uh, oh wait, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I found it. I found it. Where's the full one at, Carl? What number is it? 17. Sorry. Oh, I should play music while I'm looking. I'm sorry, guys. Give me one moment. I should play music while I'm looking. One moment, guys. One moment. I'm trying to get organized. I'm trying to start a little slow here. Let me get some audio going for a second. I gotta get organized. I'm just thinking of the court, guys. One second. I'm a bad man, Jimmo, just as fine as I can be. Yo, what's up, you guys? It's Cat Food Crazy Carl, episode number 17. I call this one The Fountain of Youth Secrets to Eternal Life. And that's right. I'm feeling pretty frisky today. We had a real tough week as far as some things went on. So I may not be as spicy as usual. But what happened recently in modern news, if you don't know, the young man had a recent issue with the officers. It made me reflect on life and not only being in life, but living life and thriving. And I thought about the things that make me look this good at 47. So today we're going to talk about the fountain of youth and the secrets I know to eternal life. Captain Crazy Carl, let's go. Yeah. So I always open with a basic premise of my videos to explain exactly what's going on. So, as I always tell you time after time again, I guess it's because I'm bragging a bit. I'm 47 years old. I'm 6'4", 195 pounds, six pack, pure steel black man. Well, people are like, man, how do you do it? How do you look so good? Did you guys know that 5 or 6 years ago, I was up to 260 pounds? That's right. I was the size of an NFL linebacker. I used to be hot and tired all the time, sleepy all the time, always worn out. And I didn't know why. I thought it was just, oh, I'm getting old. You know what I mean? So I just was about to rest and getting old. Then one day, I also do music and things like that in my free time. I act, etc. I'm also a politician. But in my time, I was out and I did a show and I went to a concert and I did a rap show and I was out doing a little rap and we came out the show afterwards and I'm walking out with my homeboy and I'm just strolling out, feeling myself. I actually had a hat similar to this one at night, strolling out. And my homeboy's like, yo, let me get a picture. Yo, this will pop a night for you. So I took a picture like, yeah, dog. I was so bloated and full. I even had like that little small, like vagina looking thing right here. You get like a little V right here from the clumpage. Yeah, I had that. And my neck, I had like a double neck I was working on, and my head looked really big, like I was Busta Rhymes stuffed into me. I was like, dude, I gotta change my whole life. Ironically, right behind that, I got very, very sick. I don't know if you guys noticed, I got these blue eyes. I wasn't born with these. I got really sick from mold poisoning because I had never seen mold. I didn't even know what it meant. I didn't even know what it was. I only had heard of it. And I got really sick after that. Right at the same time, my eyes literally turned blue. I ran to the doctor. I said, Doc, I'm dying. And when Doc, I'm dying. The doctor looked at me and was like, "Mm, you're not dying. This is perfectly normal." I'm like, what? I'm hot? I'm fat? I'm sweaty? My eyes just turned blue randomly? No, I'm dying, right? So I leave. The doctor helps me out with whatever little basic stuff he can do. I leave. I go back home. I go to get myself together. I get back home and I hop my butt on the internet. And then I finally figured out the different things that would cleanse my system, get me back in good health. And in doing that, I figured out many things which I now deem the fountain of youth and a possible secret to eternal life. I think I want to be Methuselah when I grow up. It's my goal. Well, let's talk about it so you can be out there with me, looking good and living well, and maybe be around here longer than you expect. Captain Crazy Carl, episode 17. Let's get this eternal life going. All I need is one mic. One. Yeah. All I need is one mic. So let's talk about number one. And Captain Crazy number 17, the fountain of youth, the secret to eternal life. Item number one. And this is the clearest, most obvious item. I call it the juice of God. And that is water. I do the water dance. Boom, 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 boom. Do the water dance. Yeah, all that. Water. Now, people, they don't like water. They feel it's flavorless. They feel it's tasteless. They feel like it has no value. There's water in my juice. There's water in my soda. There's water in my fruit. Why do I need to drink water? And I'm going to tell you guys, I was one of those guys. Mr. Soda, beer, drink, alcohol, everything but water. Once I got sick, I started drinking water on a regular basis because sugar messed me up. Everything, basically, almost everything I used to love to eat would make me sicker and sicker. My eyes would get worse. I would go blind for days. I mean, it was crazy, guys. But then I started drinking water. And ever since I was a kid, my family has always been drink your water, but they really didn't make it clear what it was. So I'm going to give you some understanding. Number one, this entire universe is based on water. All life around the planet only exists because of liquid water. When we look for other planets and other galaxies and far, far away in the distant parts of our universe, you know what we're looking for? Water. Nothing else. Life does not come without water. Therefore, water is life, and you should ingest that life any chance you get. Now, I'm going to tell you sometimes you say, okay, Carl, whatever, drink water, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you some quick tips on times that you need to drink a big old cup of water. I mean, drink so much your stomach hurts. Time number one, some people, you sweat at night when you sleep, or you might play sports, or you might just be hanging around drinking all day. But you'll notice that your lips are really dry. Even though you've been drinking tea and drinking alcohol and doing other stuff, but your lips are really dry. It's dry for some reason. My brother and sisters, you are dehydrated at that point. Drink tons of water, your lips will settle, your body will comfort, and you will be okay. Another thing, you ever get like a weird random headache? Maybe where you're hanging out, maybe you're eating certain foods, maybe you've been doing a lot of alcohol drinking or something like that all day, but you get this headache. It's probably, sometimes you get what's called a food headache. Well, this is what I call the water headache. Sometimes when you're doing so many things, alcohols and teas and juices, a lot of these things actually sap water from our system and pull it out, even though we are ingesting liquid constantly. It's actually sucking your body dry, low key. So if you ever get like a really weird headache out of the blue, and you're just like, "Wow, I got this headache. I don't know what to do with it." Maybe you actually already did eat and you're not even hungry, but you're still getting a headache you just can't understand. Drink water. And I'm talking about a big old movie sized cup of water. Like, just bang it, bang it, bang it into your stomach. I promise you, to the holiest of high, whoever that may be, your headache will go away in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Just like that. So, water is the key element. Drink water as much as you can. That is the key to life. And that is a secret to life in Cat Who Crazy 17, The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. Number one, water. Let's get into another piece. There's tea for two and two for tea. That be the one that you and me. Tea for two and two for tea. So let's get into part two of Cat Who Crazy, episode 17, The Fountain of Youth, the secret to eternal life. Let's hear what item number two is. And item number two is foods that you can eat to facilitate your health. Now, I group these together because there are multiple items that I think are very important in your diet perspective. Okay. Very, very important. Of course, the obvious vegetables, fruits, blah, 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 right? But some very important elements in part of number two is number one, use olive oil. Use olive oil in your foods, use olive oil on stuff, put it on your breads, your snacks, things like that. That is your new fat. Instead of the mayonnaise and the milky and the cheese, olive oil. Olive oil is your new fat. This has many health benefits to your body. Another item, onions. I don't know why, but onions are a true trooper and soldier that assist in the growth of your bodily processes. You can look these things up and see the benefits of onions in your life. Eat onions. Another one, and these tend to always stink, garlic. Garlic is a huge health benefiting item that will get your life on right all the time. It's a great item, beneficial, has so many health benefits. I almost never catch colds because of these type of foods and tips that I'm giving you now. I haven't had one cold in the last 6 years, and it was right before COVID hit, and I was sick for like 2 weeks. And really, I just had a runny nose, and it was gone. Past that, I never get sick. I never get colds ever. Ingest these foods. I don't know how much benefit it has, but cilantro. Something about that cilantro is helping out. It's a reason that it's in every food that a lot of traditional people from South America cook. Cilantro, another huge benefit to your health and diet. As much as you can, get those things in your food. So let's just run over them again. Oh, and the last one, spinach, 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 spinach. As a kid, I was in love with Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Chasing after that skinny broad, olive oil. Ironically, olive oil. Popeye chasing after that olive oil and whatnot. Bluto used to give him work, but Bluto was a meat eater. He was crazy. Bluto probably dead by now by heart attack. About 20, by 45 easy, right? But I wanted spinach as a kid. My mom was like, "What little kid wants spinach?" I said, "Mommy, I want spinach." I don't know what it did. Now, this is previous. This is from I learned from my childhood. Spinach has made me unbelievably strong. There isn't a person I know that isn't bamboozled by how strong I am in perspective to my size. Now, I am 6'4", 195 pounds, but I don't have big muscles or anything like that, but nobody can move me around. You could be a big old 6'10", 300-pound man. I'm move, big boy. I'm hard. I don't know what it is. It made me hard. It made me rock. Eat spinach. So let's run on that list of things again that are positive items you need to have in your diet if you want to deal with the fountain of youth and seek eternal life. Check it out. Once again, it is olive oil, spinach, garlic, cilantro, and onions. These are hard key elements to your life and diet. So that's that right there. And that's T for two and Katt Crazy 17. The Fountain of Youth, Secrets of Eternal Life. Is my favorite number, as it is the key to the universe. 3. That's right. So we're on number 3 of Katt Crazy 17, The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. And here's another secret to eternal life. Eat only natural foods. All natural, all the time, as much as you can. Now, of course, you got to have your cheat days. Enjoy your holidays with your family. Enjoy your vacations. Don't completely abandon your favorite food. The human body is such that you can get it nice and cleaned out, and then you can dump a little trash in. But you got to remember to clean it out with some of the foods and waters that I talked about earlier to get your body right. Okay? All natural stuff, all types of vegetables, all types of fruit. Now, I will warn you, some fruits have a very high amount of sugar in it and can cause an issue with sugar, diabetes, and things like that too. So be aware of being super, super sugary. Fruits all the time, but still, fruits, vegetables, meat. Basically, if you can't kill it or yank it off a tree or pull it out the ground, you shouldn't be eating it. And I'm not lying. Whoever put us here with that in mind. They didn't put us here with Kellogg's and Cheetos and Twinkies in mind. That stuff is killing us. It tastes great. It's killing us, guys. Natural food only. No processed food if you can avoid it at all times. None, none, none. And we're going to talk about 2 items next, what I consider items I want you to avoid to the best of your ability because they've also been detrimental. Besides that, once again, if you can't kill it, yank it off a tree, or pull it out the ground, you shouldn't be eating it. Nuts, fruits, berries, vegetables, meats, animals, all that stuff, you can eat it. And not only can you eat this stuff, sometimes you can eat these foods as much as you like. I eat whole packs of steaks someday. I eat bowls of salads the size of trash cans. Never pick up a pound because it's natural. Stay natural. And that's 3, a very significant point in the process. Let's get to the next step of episode 17. I forgot what it was called. There it is. Yes. Episode 17. The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. All right. Bo, bo, bo. Bo, bo, bo. Bo, bo, bo. Also, shout out to my Philly Eagles. We going to the bowl I'm gonna be in Arizona in a couple weeks, wilding out. By the way, like Daryl Dawkins. That's how we roll. That means you're gonna sweep all the way through. By the way, Anyway, we're on number 4 of Cat Food Crazy, number 17, the Fountain of Youth: Secrets to Eternal Life. 4. And let's talk about this next one, which is an item that relates to the last one. In my last part 3, I talked to you about natural foods. But I want to give you a few warnings about processed foods. And certain processed foods that you think are normal, average, everyday stuff that is not hurting you. So watch out for these processed foods. Processed item number 1 is milk, lactose. Guys, I want you to do something next time you go buy a bag of potato chips or a snack you want or some food you want. Flip it over. Almost every tasty type of chip and snack, even if it doesn't even say cream on it, has milk in it. All you wouldn't believe how much food you eat that has milk in it. And I'm gonna tell you why milk, which is processed because it has to have something done to it before you drink it, is an issue. Number one is humans are the only mammal on the planet that after the young prenatal and infant stages drinks milk. That's why you get lactose intolerance. That's how you build up mucus in your body. That helps leading towards things like cancer and many other sicknesses you don't even realize. If you can fully cut milk out your life, I would suggest to do so. But like I said, you're a human, you have family, you have vacations, you have holidays, and sometimes you do want to treat yourself. So I always tell people, hey, if it's a special occasion, eat what you're going to eat, but get back on your routine the minute you get back home. Like I said, the human body can be cleaned out, then filled up with trash, but then it has to be cleaned out again. A lot of people they'll never clean out and they just fill with trash, fill with trash, fill with trash, fill with trash, and they get sick and die between 50 and 70, and they don't know why. That is one of those things. So milk and lactose, avoid it as much as possible. Cheese, anything. But like I said, if you gotta cheat, if you gotta do something, do it. I suggest if you really can't, it's hard to break it, once a week, preferably Sunday, when the Lord or yeah, the Messiah is not looking, or Allah, whoever, Saturday, Friday, my J Bros, they got 3 different days. Any of those days, pick one day a week where maybe you can cheat a little bit, but past that, spend the rest of your week staying away from that milk. Another item you need to get out of your life is bread, right? Bread. You probably think bread is good for you. You probably think those multi-grain breads and all that stuff is good for you. It is to an extent. Did you know the minute the bread hits your inside of your body, it turns directly into sugar? So when you're biting a loaf of bread, you're literally holding a block of sugar in your hand. Processed sugar at that. Now, different types of breads is a good thing, but I would tell you use lettuce wraps. Use natural stuff to put your food in. Wrap your stuff in lettuce or something else like that. Do not use bread. Minimalize your bread intake as much as possible. Bread is making you fat. Bread is making you sick. Bread is adding bad funguses to your body that only alleviate worse things. Found this out when I had my mold issue. Bread. Stay away from it if you can. Like anything else, cut it best you can. Don't use it. But bread and milk are devastating, devastating to the human body. And it's literally taking years off your life every single day. Avoid those 2 processed items. And you know what else is in there with those processed items? Rice, pasta. I know, right? I know. Calm down. Calm down. I'm just telling you. Rice, pasta, bread, milk is killing you and it's making you fat. If you want to lose some weight, here's a tip. Here's a tip, just so you can get started, so you can know that cat poo crazy ain't so crazy. I want you to make an effort, still eat the stuff you normally eat, but stop using bread. Eat your hamburgers without the bread. Eat your sandwiches with lettuce or something else. I guarantee you, if you cut rice, bread, pasta, and preferably milk from your diet, you will drop 20 to 30 pounds in a month. Promise. That's a promise to you. Try it. I dare you. If you're overweight or heavy, cut those things. No exercise, and you will, because it's just pocketing. It's just pocketing. It's just pocketing. It's just pocketing. That's why you get that little vagina right there. That's that bread and milk pocketing on you. Cut those things out your life. You will lose weight. You will be lighter. You will be faster. You'll be cool. You might say, man, why am I sweating all the time? You won't be sweating much anymore once you cut these things out your life and drop the weight. So I want you guys to remember that those are processed foods Cat Poop Crazy Carl wants you to avoid. It makes you fat. Milk, rice, pasta, bread. It is killing us. Okay? And that's number 4 of this Cat Poop Crazy episode 17, The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. Let's get to the next ones. All right. Next up is number B45 Bang Boom. Number 5 in Cat Poop Crazy, The Secrets to Eternal Life, The Fountain of Youth. Let's go. So this next one right here is something we need to talk about in number 5. And this is for my people of things you might need to drink besides water, right? Ideally, drinking water is pretty much all you should drink. Of course, fruit juices, things like that are fine. Preferably natural fruit juices, not fruit drink. Fruit juices, 100% cranberry, 100% this. No drinks. Stay away from those drinks, that juice drink and the sudden drink. No, that's not juice. That's more poison and chemicals that are pumping in your body to kill you. Natural juices only. And if you can, I think the ideal scenario is water and drink tons of green tea. There are phenomenal health benefits to green tea. Not only do you have your caffeine, which is not so much, but it's okay to drink. And it's not too much so the caffeine doesn't overwhelm you. It's a good
Sorry about that, guys. I kicked the damn power plug like a friggin' idiot and whatnot. I, I was walking around getting me some snacks, and I kicked the daggone power plug, kicked everything all over the damn place. It's a whole look at this. It's just a whole mess up in here with me. Just a whole stone mess. I'd say whole stone mess. A little bit better. All right, that's good enough right now. That's too much complication. I'll set up there.
I got all my little Bob Ross paintings. I love paintings and stuff. That's part of me. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Oh yes, the shared video. What's that going on? I gotta be careful. I gotta put like a rug over it or something. I'll be kicking it like a dumbass when I walk. I'll be walking around and oops, my bad. Idiot. Idiot. T for T, that be the one that you and me. T for two and two for T. So let's get into part two of Cat Food Crazy, episode 17, The Fountain of Youth, the secret to eternal life. Let's hear what item number two is. And item number two is foods that you can eat to facilitate your health. Now, I group these together because there are multiple items that I think are very important in your diet perspective. Okay. Very, very important. Of course, the obvious vegetables, fruits, blah, 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 right? But some very important elements in part of number two is number one, use olive oil. Use olive oil in your foods, use olive oil on stuff, put it on your breads, your snacks, things like that. That is your new fat. Instead of the mayonnaise and the milky and the cheese, olive oil. Olive oil is your new fat. This has many health benefits to your body. Another item, onions. I don't know why, but onions are a true trooper and soldier that assist in the growth of your bodily processes. You can look these things up and see the benefits of onions in your life. Eat onions. Another one, and these tend to always stink, garlic. Garlic is a huge health benefiting item that will get your life on right all the time. It's a great item, beneficial, has so many health benefits. I almost never catch colds because of these type of foods and tips that I'm giving you now. I haven't had one cold in the last 6 years, and it was right before COVID hit, and I was sick for like 2 weeks. And really, I just had a runny nose, and it was gone. Past that, I never get sick. I never get colds ever. Ingest these foods. I don't know how much benefit it has, but cilantro. Something about that cilantro is helping out. It's a reason that it's in every food that a lot of traditional people from South America cook. Cilantro, another huge benefit to your health and diet as much as you can get those things in your food. So let's just run over them again. Oh, and the last one, spinach, 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 spinach. As a kid, I was in love with Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. You know, chasing after that skinny broad, olive oil. Ironically, olive oil. Popeye chasing after that olive oil and whatnot. You know, Bluto used to give him work, but Bluto was a meat eater. He was crazy. Bluto probably dead by now, by heart attack. About 20, by 45 easy, right? But I wanted spinach as a kid. My mom was like, "What little kid wants spinach?" I said, "Mommy, I want spinach." I don't know what it did. Now, this is previous. This is from I learned from my childhood. Spinach has made me unbelievably strong. There isn't a person I know that isn't bamboozled by how strong I am in perspective to my size. Now, I am 6'4", 195 pounds, but I don't have big muscles or anything like that, but nobody can move me around. You could be a big old 6'10", 300-pound man. I'm move, big boy. I'm hard. I don't know what it is. It may be hard. It may be rough. Eat spinach. So let's run on that list of things again that are positive items you need to have in your diet if you want to deal with the fountain of youth and seek eternal life. Check it out. Once again, it is olive oil, spinach, garlic, cilantro, and onions. These are hard key elements to your life and diet. So that's that right there. And that's T for two and Capu Crazy 17. The Fountain of Youth, Secrets of Eternal Life. Is my favorite number, as it is the key to the universe. Three. That's right. So we're on number three of Capu Crazy 17, The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. And here's another secret to eternal life. Eat only natural foods. All natural, all the time, as much as you can. Now, of course, you got to have your cheat days. Enjoy your holidays with your family. Enjoy your vacations. Don't completely abandon your favorite food. The human body is such that you can get it nice and cleaned out and then you can dump a little trash in, but you got to remember to clean it out with some of the foods and waters that I talked about earlier to get your body right. Okay? All natural stuff, all types of vegetables, all types of fruit. Now, I will warn you, some fruits have a very high amount of sugar in it and can cause an issue with sugar, diabetes, and things like that too. So be aware of being super, super sugary. Fruits all the time, but still, fruits, vegetables, meat. Basically, if you can't kill it or yank it off a tree or pull it out the ground, you shouldn't be eating it. And I'm not lying. Whoever put us here with that in mind. They didn't put us here with Kellogg's and Cheetos and Twinkies in mind. That stuff is killing us. It tastes great. It's killing us, guys. Natural food only. No processed food if you can avoid it at all times. None, none, none. And we're going to talk about two items next, what I consider items I want you to avoid to the best of your ability because they've also been detrimental. Besides that, once again, if you can't kill it, yank it off a tree or pull it out the ground, you shouldn't be eating it. Nuts, fruits, berries, vegetables, meats, animals, all that stuff, you can eat it. And not only can you eat this stuff, sometimes you can eat these foods as much as you like. I eat whole packs of steaks someday. I eat bowls of salads the size of trash cans. Never pick up a pound because it's natural. Stay natural. And that's three, a very significant point in the process. Let's get to the next step of episode 17. I forgot what it was called. There it is. Yes. Episode 17. The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. All right. Bo, bo, bo. Bo, bo, bo. Bo, bo, bo. Also, shout out to my Philly Eagles. We going to the bowl. Bo, bo, bo. I'm going to be in Arizona in a couple weeks and wilding out, by the way. Bo, bo, bo. Like Daryl Dawkins. Bo, bo, bo. That's how we roll. That means you're going to sweep all the way through, by the way. Bo, bo, bo. Anyway, we're on number 4 of Cat Food Crazy, number 17. The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. 4. And let's talk about this next one, which is an item that relates to the last one. In my last part 3, I talked to you about natural foods. But I want to give you a few warnings about processed foods. And certain processed foods that you think are normal, average, everyday stuff that is not hurting you. So watch out for these processed foods. Processed item number 1 is milk, lactose. Guys, I want you to do something next time you go buy a bag of potato chips or a snack you want or some food you want. Flip it over. Almost every tasty type of chip and snack, even if it doesn't even say cream on it, has milk in it. All you wouldn't believe how much food you eat that has milk in it. And I'm gonna tell you why milk, which is processed because it has to have something done to it before you drink it, is an issue. Number 1 is humans are the only mammal on the planet that after the young prenatal and infant stages drinks milk. That's why you get lactose intolerance. That's how you build up mucus in your body. That helps leading towards things like cancer and many other sicknesses you don't even realize. If you can fully cut milk out your life, I would suggest to do so. But like I said, you're a human, you have family, you have vacations, you have holidays, and sometimes you do want to treat yourself. So I always tell people, hey, if it's a special occasion, eat what you're going to eat, but get back on your routine the minute you get back home. Like I said, the human body can be cleaned out, then filled up with trash, but then it has to be cleaned out again. A lot of people they'll never clean out and they just fill with trash, fill with trash, fill with trash, fill with trash, and they get sick and die between 50 and 70, and they don't know why. That is one of those things. So milk and lactose, avoid it as much as possible. Cheese, anything. But like I said, if you gotta cheat, if you gotta do something, do it. I suggest if you really can't, it's hard to break it once a week, preferably Sunday, when the Lord or
Yeah, the Messiah is not looking, or Allah, or whoever, Saturday, Friday, my J bros, they got 3 different days. And in those days, pick one day a week where maybe you can cheat a little bit, but past that, spend the rest of your week staying away from that milk. Another item you need to get out of your life is bread, right? Bread. You probably think bread is good for you. You probably think those multi-grain breads and all that stuff is good for you. It is to an extent. Did you know the minute that bread hits your inside of your body, it turns directly into sugar? So when you're biting a loaf of bread, you're literally holding a block of sugar in your hand. Processed sugar at that. Now, different types of breads is a good thing, but I would tell you use lettuce wraps. Use natural stuff to put your food in. Wrap your stuff in lettuce or something else like that. Do not use bread. Minimalize your bread intake as much as possible. Bread is making you fat. Bread is making you sick. Bread is adding bad funguses to your body that only alleviate worse things. Found this out when I had my mold issue. Bread. Stay away from it if you can. Like anything else, cut it best you can. Don't use it. But bread and milk are devastating, devastating to the human body, and it's literally taking years off your life every single day. Avoid those two processed items. And you know what else is in there with those processed items? Rice, pasta. I know, right? I know. Calm down, calm down. I'm just telling you. Rice, pasta, bread, milk is killing you and it's making you fat. If you want to lose some weight, here's a tip. Here's a tip, just so you can get started, so you can know that cat poop crazy ain't so crazy. I want you to make an effort, still eat the stuff you normally eat, but stop using bread. Eat your hamburgers without the bread. Eat your sandwiches with lettuce or something else. I guarantee you, if you cut rice, bread, pasta, and preferably milk from your diet, you will drop 20 to 30 pounds in a month. Promise. That's a promise to you. Try it. I dare you. If you're overweight or heavy, cut those things. No exercise, and you will, because it's just pocketing. It's just pocketing. It's just pocketing. It's just pocketing. That's why you get that little vagina right there. That's that bread and milk pocketing on you. Cut those things out your life. You will lose weight. You will be lighter. You will be faster. You'll be cool. You might say, "Man, why am I sweating all the time?" You won't be sweating much anymore once you cut these things out your life and drop the weight. So I want you guys to remember that those are processed foods. Cat poop crazy Carl wants you to avoid. It makes you fat. Milk, rice, pasta, bread. It is killing us. Okay? And that's number 4 of this Cat Poop Crazy episode 17, The Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. Let's get to the next ones. All right. Next up is number B45 Bang Boom. Number 5 in Cat Poop Crazy, The Secrets to Eternal Life, The Fountain of Youth. Let's go. So this next one right here is something we need to talk about in number 5. And this is for my people of things you might need to drink besides water, right? Ideally, drinking water is pretty much all you should drink. Of course, fruit juices, things like that are fine. Preferably natural fruit juices, not fruit drink. Fruit juices, 100% cranberry, 100% this. No drinks. Stay away from those drinks, that juice drink and the sudden drink. No, that's not juice. That's more poison and chemicals that are pumping in your body to kill you. Natural juices only. And if you can, I think the ideal scenario is water and drink tons of green tea. There are phenomenal health benefits to green tea. Not only do you have your caffeine, which is not so much, but it's okay to drink. And it's not too much so the caffeine doesn't overwhelm you. It's a good hydrator and liquefier, and it also has a lot of antioxidants. Now, I'll tell you, you'll drink a lot of tea, and you may still have to drink water afterwards because it kind of saps you. It's because it's taking everything out your body. It's kind of purifying a bit and whatnot. Another item that I take every day is apple cider vinegar. This is something else you should drink, put in your foods, and also add to anything you can whenever you can. It basically is natural ammonia for your insides. You pretty much put it in and it just goes in and like burns up. It actually facilitates weight loss and digestion. Apple cider vinegar as often as possible. Those two things you want to drink. Now, as far as the green tea, there's even another positive reference. If you are a smoker of some kind, whatever that smoking may be, I saw a study that recently said that people who drink green tea while smoking have an 80% less chance of cancer. They said the green tea not only it lubricates the inside of your lungs, so when the smoke goes in there, it's not drying and scraping up your lungs because the green tea lubricates it. And that's why you see a lot of those classic movies with the Asian guys who smoke all the time, but they still live to 100. They drink a lot of green tea, and the green tea is protecting your lungs. 80% less chance of cancer if you smoke. So green tea, apple cider vinegar. I make my green tea with apple cider vinegar in it. And if you have to use sugar, stay away from all white processed sugars. The regular white sugar, the fake sugar, Nuvia, whatever it's called, stay away from all that crap. Only eat brown, raw sugar. Right? And things like this. I'm gonna give this company an advertisement. Matter of fact, sugar in the raw is what I buy. The price of this has not changed the entire pandemic. Regular sugar has doubled. This price was the same it was 6 years ago that it is today. Raw sugar, real raw sugar is the only sugar you should be using in your life with your green tea, with your apple cider vinegar. These are elements that you should drink and ingest that will make you a longer living, better person. And you kind of feel like, like Bruce Lee or something like, oh, be kung fu fighting. So that's a good tip right there. So that's another one for this Cat Food Crazy 17, the Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. Keep it raw. Número 6. Hola, primo. Yo no tengo quiero. Tú tienes muy bonita y delicioso. 6. That's right. Number 6 is the one we're talking about right now for Cat Food 17, the Fountain of Youth, Secrets to Eternal Life. See? 6. Now let's talk about what number 6 is about, and this is another heads up. Now I consider 6 optional, personal preference. But from my experience in life, there are 2 elements that you would be surprised are healthy and good for you to do. Smoke or eat your marijuana. And even though most people would not recommend it, natural raw tobacco. These things have been in the dirt since the day that whoever made this universe made it. Nobody processed it. Stay away from them cigarettes. That's processed tobacco. You want, maybe, I'll give a shout out to American Spirits. They have the most unprocessed tobacco. And that's the kind of stuff. You want tobacco right off the leaf, right off the farm. And you want to smoke it from there. It has so many benefits you wouldn't believe it. Once you take all the filters and the garbage and the nicotine and all the extra stuff they put in it to mess it up. Tobacco can actually be a good thing for you, and smoking weed can also be a good thing for you. Plenty of health benefits. Both have strong medicinal value, and both are been here since the beginning. If you're a Christian type in the Bible, he told you every seed and plant is here for you to use. Tobacco and weed was here before we started doing anything with anything. This is a beneficial item to your life. It can make you better, and you better drink your green tea while you're smoking so you can lubricate your lungs and protect them so you can get the benefits of it without the negatives that come along with smoking and lighting things on fire. In your chest, once again, an optional recommendation. Everybody isn't a weed smoker. Everybody doesn't like tobacco. Some people are just clean people, like to, maybe at most drink a beer or something. That's perfectly fine too. But I personally believe that marijuana and tobacco have values that are enhancing my life in more ways than one. And I hope you can see that too. If not, that is okay. No need. That is not a requirement of the eternal life glory. But it is one of the secrets to the fountain of youth. Marijuana, eat it, Smoke it tobacco. Smoke it. Keep it raw and natural. Not them nasty Newport cigarettes or any of those other all that stuff's killing. Tobacco. I got a story about tobacco before we go. I had a friend named Dustin, and his grandfather grew up on a tobacco farm in North Carolina back in the 40s. He was on the farm his entire life, farming his farm. He always rolled and smoked his tobacco straight off the stuff right. You just get it right there, dry it out, and smoke it right there, right? He went to the doctor when he was 80 years old. First time to the doctor in years. He never even goes to the doctor. Just works the farm and then, but they said, hey man, you're old, you gotta go to the doctor. You've been smoking all this time, you gotta be 2 seconds off of losing a lung, right? Dustin said his grandfather went, got examined by the doctor. The doctor told him he had the lungs of a 20-year-old man. That's right, rolling tobacco straight out the dirt on his own, nobody messing with it. The lungs of a 20-year-old man. So that's proof that tobacco is something beneficial and maybe something you want to deal with from a natural perspective. If you are a smoker type, if you're not a smoker, no need to worry. I don't know if you like edibles, but you can also eat your marijuana, which has a lot of medicinal value. The THC is for fun, but the CBDs make you better. It's pretty much for like Wolverine, and you have to charge this body up to repair itself. And those are two more great tools for the secret of the fountain of youth, which is the secret to eternal life. Captain Crazy 17, numero 6. Reach out. We got a couple more people. L7 squared, number 7. Let's go. So number 7 in Captain Crazy 17, the fountain of youth, the secret to eternal life, is a very big one. And this is my number one life extending property. Keep the stress down. Stress kills everyone. Stress is why people get sick. Stress is why people have heart attacks. Stress is why people make bad decisions. Stress will put literal gray hairs in your head. Okay? Stress. I had a friend who almost got arrested by the cops. He ran away from the cops, came to my house. The cops was outside my door looking for him. The next day, I had a new gray hair in my head. One day. Stress is that powerful. It will aid you immediately. Now, sometimes you may have to go as far as cutting off certain family members or friends. Not getting in arguments and debates that you would normally get in. Don't be fussing with people all the time. Maybe the marijuana or the tobacco helps relieve that stress. Some people, they like to drink alcohol. Now, I used to drink a lot, but I found out that all the alcohols I was drinking was bad for me. The bourbons and whatever else, the Hennessy's and Cavassiers and all that, that stuff is killing. That stuff made from berries and wheat, which is fermented, and that stuff tears you up. I eventually learned that tequila is actually the salad of alcohol. Now, as you know, tequila is a stress reliever, unless you get in a fist fight at the bar and then a couple of my Latino brothers stab you. But besides that, tequila is the number one thing to drink. If you are going to drink alcohol, drink tequila. It is made from the agave. It is made from a plant. All these other liquors are made from wheat or berries or sugar. All the things I told you that you pretty much shouldn't eat. Yeah, I even told you with the fruits and berries, too much of it will get you because it's the sugar. Wheat, berries, sugar, all things killing you. So be aware that when you drink all these other liquors, they're made from some stuff that's tearing you up. If you can, switch to tequila or do your weed, but keep your stress levels down. Keep them down at work, keep them down at home, keep them down in your relationships, and you will live longer, be more productive, and feel better every day. Stress, that is the one for number 7. Yes, siete. I'm on my Spanish drawing today. And that's Cat Poop Crazy, crawl number 17. I got another tip or two for you. Then we out of here, baby. I want you guys to live forever. The fountain of youth, secrets to eternal life. Methuselah gang. I eat your groceries. I eat your something else. I go over here and eat until I ate, and then I'm gonna be real late. Eight, eight, ocho. Like ocho cinco, papi. Ocho cinco, papi. Ocho, baby. That's right, number 8. And in section number 8 of Captain Crazy 17, The Fountain of Youth, The Secret to Eternal Life. 8. Let's check it out and get into it. So 8 is, I want you guys to stay mobile. One of the things that I watch with my family and my friends, once they get a little older, a little heavier, a little tired, they stop doing things. They stop walking to the store. They stop going out. They stop being active. They stop running. They stop jumping. They stop playing sports. I don't know if you've noticed those little old Asian people that's walking around at 6 o'clock in the morning. They be 100 years old, just getting it, just getting it. They got a little visor on, just getting it. This old lady just getting it. Little Asian old lady, she's like, move it, black man. Little Asian lady coming through. I'm be walking to I'm 175. I'm gonna tell you something. I've had severe injuries to my legs, my ankles. I have torn muscles. I've had surgery 6 times on my hip. And the only thing that has me moving and walking around and doing all this right now is I stayed active. I thought through the pain of the therapy. Even when it hurt me to walk, I walked anyway. And I walked forward. Your body is a machine. And that's the secret of what you know from Wolverine from the X-Men. Yeah, everybody can't just regenerate instantly and take a bullet and get up. But the concept of Wolverine is your body fixes itself if you give it the chance to. But you got to let your body know, hey, I need this arm. Hey, I need this hand. If you don't use your body, if you just sit, your body does something called atrophy, where the muscles get weaker and weaker because you're not using them. And then your body doesn't feel any need to send signals to fire it up. I have lost the feeling in my entire left leg. Because I'm active, 80% of the feeling is back, and it's more coming back every day. By the way, here's a tip that you know that your body is recovering. You're going to feel a lot of weird pain for no reason, randomly. You're healing. That's the healing. Just teaching you. Keep yourself mobile. Keep yourself active. Keep yourself moving. This is the key to your body never stopping working. The minute you sit down every day on your butt and don't go nowhere and you ride from the car to the house and the house to the car and the couch to the house and the house to the car and the couch, and you're never walking around nowhere, you don't walk to the store, you don't do nothing, you don't go out and run around on a regular basis, your body will give up on you and you will find yourself in a coffin way before your time. Stay active. And that is ocho. And we got one more before we go. Oh, and Cat Poop Crazy 17, The Fountain of Youth, The Secret to Eternal Life. Methuselah Gang. Monsieur, can I have my freedom? 9. Hey, baby, can I get some of that money? 9. Hey, you, can I borrow that? 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. It's like we're German up in here. And I believe that's nueve in Spanish. That's right. But 9 is no in German. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. But this is actual number 9. Nueve. For Cat Poop Crazy number 17, The Fountain of Youth, The Secret to Eternal Life. And this is my final secret to eternal life and being the fountain of youth. Follow these rules. I swear to God. You look 20 years younger. You'll feel 50 years better every day. I'm getting younger every day. Do this. The last one, and number 9, is guys. Never, ever stop dreaming. Never, ever not have a goal that is bigger than the last thing you've accomplished. Always be looking to push for something more. Always be looking to do something better. Always be looking to make something different. Always be looking to better this planet and our lives every day. Don't just get a house and get comfortable. I got a house. Okay, that's it. I'm done. No, you get a house and then you go start a business. Then you go build something. Then you go do a painting. Then you go swim. Then you go travel. Then you go fishing. Have a dream. And don't you ever, ever. You can be responsible. You can get a job and all that. But don't you ever stop chasing that dream. I have a family full of at least 200 wonderful people, all college educated. They're hardworking. We have no criminals in our family. There's only two of us, me and my other cousin, who have an actual dream and goal. I don't know what my father's dream is. I don't know what my mother's dream is. I don't know what my sister's dream is. They don't have any dreams. My aunts, my cousins, none of them have dreams. You know what their dream was? Get a house, make some kids, pay bills till I die. And I'm going to tell you something, which is sad to say. Almost all of them are getting close to 70 years old, and all they talk about is when they're going to die. And they're starting to get sick and pass out and go to the hospital and get disease, talking themselves in the coffins because they have nothing to live for. You got to have something to live for if you want to keep living. You can't just go about life and have no goals, no focus, no driving purpose, and think that your body will continue to work when it has nothing to work for. All right? Keep the dream alive. Stay in dream forever, and you fight for your dream. You fight for your dream until that ground comes up and snatches you into it. Until then, you dream, you battle, and you build. And that is number 9. New wave. 9. Sprechen say 9. Okay? Number 9. And Katt Who Crazy, and that's the close for this Katt Who Crazy 17 video. As mentioned, I wasn't so hyped this week. Also, RIP to our guy Tyree Nichols, who went through his recent issue, which wonderfully will be resolved. My condolences to his family, and be inspired by what you heard today. Test these things out. Give it a good effort. 6 days a week good, 1 day a week bad. Stick to it. I promise you, you will look better, you will feel better, and you will live and be here longer than you expect. You know what I tell people every time somebody gives me stuff? I just tell them, no worries. I'll be here when you're gone. And that's what it's all about. Methuselah again. Katt Who Crazy Carl. I love you guys. Have a great week. I'm going to keep trying to stay up on my videos. I wasn't so excited because this was kind of a depressing time around the country. So I figured I'd just do something standard, kind of calm. I guess a TED Talk of sorts. I hope you guys like my little outfit. I got like the Blues Brother Malcolm X swag going. You know, serious. I've always had no cable growing up. No cable growing up. You know, the internet now is like cable, so I get a big break, but I'm so addicted to having no cable. I used to watch a lot of nature shows. You know, the nature shows with the animals eating each other, getting little freaky deaky. You see the National Geographic, they show the little African ladies like I'm not saying I did anything with lotion and that in my free time. But the point is, I didn't really have any cable as a kid, so I used to watch Channel 12 and see a lot of nature shows. And I got really into people. I love people. I love looking at us, love examining us. And I was watching a nature show one day, and I was complaining about something that I thought was serious. I thought I was complaining about something serious. And I'm not even going to tell you what it is, because I'm embarrassed to even tell you. I was complaining. I'm like, oh, man, this is stupid. What am I going to do? I was just crying and complaining. And a nature show came on, and it was after I got out here, and I think I was watching Discovery Channel on the YouTube. Because, they got Discovery Channel and nature shows and documentaries on the YouTube now. So I'm watching the YouTube, and it's giraffe documentary. So, giraffes, big, tall, 12-foot dudes with the big necks, and, giraffe, they're big horses, right? So I'm watching the giraffe do his thing, and it's a giraffe giving birth to its baby, right? Now, I don't know if you know, a giraffe's private area is about 6 feet tall. I mean, like, I'm 6'4". Giraffe private area, baby portal. Right here, like, I got it on my face. I got it on my face. Wait, give me a second for this video. I got it on my face. Okay. I mean, I guess onto my jokes. I could feel the moisture. But the point is, 6 feet, right? And it's having a baby. You got to think, they got the English Australian guy. I don't know how. Why do they all sound like the crocodile hunter? Still, then the back. Ew. So it's the giraffe, and it's having a baby. So the baby's coming out, falling out to the thing, and it's a night on the savannah in spring. Like, I'm like, why is he selling the crocodile hunter? I thought he was gone. But anyway, right? So the baby falls from the giraffe private area. I'm 6'4". Baby coming out right here from the portal, right? The baby falls out. Wow, right on his head. And I was like, oh my God, that baby just fell 6 feet onto its head. Could you imagine falling 6 feet onto your head as a baby? First day. You think that slap on the butt your doctor give you something. Wait till you fall 6 feet you're off your head on the floor. So I'm like, I'm in the house. And I might have been, medicating myself at the time. So I might have been a little extra concerned. Don't judge me and whatnot. And I was like, oh my God, what happened to you? Oh, that's terrible. And then, of course, it's doing the cute animal thing. It's licking that white stuff. It's like, It's licking the white stuff off. So I'm like, okay, that's cute. The mom's looking around, making sure there's no trouble. She's got the big, pretty giraffe eyes where they blink like, the big, pretty giraffe eyes, like where you want to get like something wonderful to go on later on that night and make a new baby. You get what I'm saying? So the giraffe is looking around and notices over in the bushes that there's a leopard bent down, ready to attack him. So the giraffe alerts the baby. I'm like, oh my God, run, baby, run! You know what I mean? And the baby, it has been 5 minutes since the baby has been born. And it now has to run from a leopard/cheetah, whatever it is. It's something fast that eats you. That's the point, right? Run from it, full speed to escape. And your mom's like, run! And you're like, oh my God, what is run? You don't know what your arms or legs are yet. You're like kicking up, you're stumbling, you're falling, like trying not to get eaten. And then the whole rest of your life, you got to run like that or something will kill you. And I'm sitting here complaining. And now I can admit what I was complaining about. I was complaining about Facebook going down. Remember when it happened? Twitter went down. I'm like, oh, my Facebook is down. My Twitter is down. How can I post? I can't promote my shows like that. Oh, what I'm going to do? Life is so hard. And then I thought about, I was watching that show and I was like, wow, I'm a real little punk. I'm sitting here complaining about my Facebook being down. And this daggone giraffe is running from a cheetah for 10 years. Praying to God it don't get ate. So, yep, that's that.
Straight. Yeah. Yo, strike me down if I don't catch a meal off these beats. Strike me down if the city don't kill 10 cats a week. Strike me down if I can't get this paper to eat. Strike me down if I don't split the heads to the meat. Strike me down if I can't get this rampage this month. Strike me down if I can't get the weed from my blood. Strike me down if I can't drink enough to kill pain. Strike me down if I can't stop from clapping these lanes. Strike me down if I can't stop the wars by the bush. Strike me down if you ever catch me sober, no kush. Strike me down if I can't keep Obama from Klan. Strike me down if I help Illuminati with plan. Strike me down if I can't get this mother on first. Strike me down if I can't get this lick kill the thirst. Strike me down if you ever catch me acting like copy. Strike me down, can't keep my phone like Mr. Gaddafi. Strike me down.
Man, sometimes you just gotta put your hands up to the sky, give it to the Lord, give Jesus the steering wheel so he can take you to that place. And if it don't happen, it's just not my destiny. And it's guaranteed, nigga. So stand up.
Strike me down if I don't run the game like a Don. Strike me down like I'm getting money, chop on Guzman. Strike me down if my thunder chick ain't always the baddest. Strike me down if I get that ice to fuck her in Paris. Strike me down if the government fan don't cash out this game. Strike me down if I ain't selling swag or cocaine. Strike me down if I ain't always coming with power. Strike me down, never been the grill, baby face shower. Strike me down if I ever claim Republican power. Strike me down if I don't coach like Billy Mancower. Strike me down if your bitch ain't always leaving with me. Strike me down, we the future, motherfucker, who you be. Strike me down if the block ain't filled with hitters and freaks. Strike me down if it's worth the moving for a few weeks. Strike me down if I can't get this hustle off quick. Strike me down if I can't just detect it, you're dead.
Man, in this lifetime, life is just like a baseball game. You got 1, 2, 3 strikes before you out. And if we all strike out in the midst of this bad economy, we gonna strike out for every mother, woman, child, and man out there doing what they do. And you better fight hard, focus, and keep your eye on the ball of life, man. Or you really won't have some problems down the road. Listen to your boy, it's Gutter Fam, Winky G's, all kind of shit. And you better understand that this is for you and not for me, but for us.
Say it again.
Straighten up.
Say it again.
Straighten up.
Say it again.
Straighten up.
All right. Say it again.
Straighten up.
Say it again.
Straighten up.
Say it again.
Straighten up.
All right.
Straighten up.
Say it again.
Straighten up.
Say it again.
Oh why, the lies you told me, oh why, I'm cold and lonely. Won't be one time, babe, and I'll be your swear. Just shake you out of my head.
Yeah, call the crews the whiskers. Battered and bitch niggas. Pull up strong vehicular. The dripping hard ridiculous. Baby, stop holding my strap. I'm pulling a G up a cat. Always be closing the trap. Nah, man, the block is hot. 12 gun and block. Don't shoot your shot. Ha, yeah, my baby gave it a cool. Balance and got it a rule. Protected my baby a fool. The game is me knowing the blues. Ha, you're gonna lose, nigga. Because you fucked around and slept in fucking stools, nigga. It ain't who you are, it's what you fucking do, nigga. You fuck niggas ain't never had a clue, nigga. I'm always on my Nick Cannon, call me chill, nigga. Or what you figure, ayy? Or what you figure, ayy? Oh, what you figure, ayy? What you figure, ayy?
Oh why, the lies you told me, oh why, I'm cold and lonely. Won't be one time, babe, and I'll be your square. Just shake you out of my head. Oh why, the lies you told me, oh why, I'm cold and lonely. Won't be one time, babe, and I'll be your square. My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me. My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me.
Yo, the C-I-double-O-Z. Come on and kick it with me. The scavengers love bottom feed. Just call me a guy for the seed. Don't you know who the fuck you are? Reincarnate energy from distant star. Fuck this, fuck that. Rather run and Jason tuck that. Things that make my babies buzz back. Wireless niggas take gats out your hand. Be so blind and got tricked by Obama plan.
My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me. My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me.
Man, Jan, Tony, 2020, and a kick in the can. Pulling problems like fan. Fucking rolling like pan. Swagger hoodies made for stopping the Ku Klux and Klan. Shit. Fuck you niggas talking about. Always traveling in that bumpy route. God damn, man. Yeah, you niggas fucking it all. Pushing on them antibodies. Stay on the call. It ain't over, little nigga. What the fuck you gon' do? Every day is due awakening. Nigga boo-hoo. Jordan wanna put you in the face by year number 2. Jordan wanna put you in the face by year number 2. Jordan wanna put you in the face by year number 2.
My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me. My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me. Drink. My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me. My tea's for two. That's you with the loving in me. Drink.
So hello, my fellow Americans. My name's Carl Lester Anthony Jr., and if you may or may not know, I am running for your president of these United States for the year 2020 in this upcoming election. And today, I want to give you guys a talk about what I call regular man economics. I feel like our American money system has completely confused some of my fellow Americans to the point where they've disengaged. And they only believe like the higher, superior, rich political money guys. We always believe what they tell us because we don't really know. We don't really have like a layman's term way of breaking down the finance in America, our economical situation, and what we can do to resolve it. So me, as the regular man president, I feel it is my duty to take, complicated issues like our economy and bring it down to a layman's term level where everybody can understand what we're dealing with and what our country is facing on an economic level in this world. And that's what I'm here to bring for you today in Economics 101 by Carl Anthony for President. Let's check it out. All right, you ready? Okay, we're going to get into the economy now. So as you know, we have the American dollar, which is our money, our greenbacks, our best friends, our dead presidents, as we call them. Maybe one day, I'll get to be on the dollar. That'd be pretty cool, right? Yeah, right? Anyway, getting lost in the point. Talk about this money. Our American dollar is what we spend. It's how we eat. And I've watched it change, okay? Basically, the economy and really the world is one large pot of money, one large pot of resources. It's like a giant pizza pie that everybody shares. And each country has their own giant slice of that world-sized pizza pie called Earth that they share. And then they take their slice and they bring it back to their country, and then they share that slice with everybody else in the country. Money is not endless. There isn't always more money. There isn't always more resources. There isn't always more things to spend on. We are on a finite planet, in a finite universe, in a finite place. There is no more money. So you guys may notice the stock market. When I was young, it was as low as 4,000 or 5,000 in overall value when I was a young guy, maybe 6,000 when I was a kid, 4,000 or 5,000, 6,000. Now it is up to almost 30,000. Now, the reason it's grown like this and it seems like progression and it seems good to you is because there's a little bit of a game being played here. Our money used to be based on gold. It was called the gold standard. It used to be our money was directly related to how much gold we had, and that meant how much our money was worth in perspective to everybody else. And then we split that up, and that's what made your dollar worth what it was. You may have noticed back then when we were on the gold standard, it was a lot cheaper to do everything, a lot cheaper to deal with every American. You could raise a full family on one salary. But then around the 60s, 70s, 80s, they switched off of what we call the gold standard to what we call a fiat currency. So our American money right now is no longer backed by gold like it was back in the day. It is backed by the confidence that America will continually produce. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing, and nobody will tell you this. Only the regular guy president will. We're kind of running a Ponzi scheme, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. America is running a low-key Ponzi scheme. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Every time you look up, we're always talking about printing more money, right? And selling more bonds to other countries. You want to know why they do that? Because every time we start to run out of money and it's time to pay for something, we sell some more bonds to somebody. So we just get another influx of money in. Or we get in trouble again, we print out some more fake money. And all that does, when we get more bonds, when we get that fake money, you know what that actually does? It actually waters down the overall worth of the dollar. That's why things get more expensive every year. That's why you see gas skyrocketing all the time. That's why prices are always going up. That's why it's more expensive every year, because every year they're printing more money, selling more bonds, and spreading your American overall value out thin. It's like somebody pouring water into a liquor bottle to sell it to the whole room. So everybody thinks they got a little liquor, but the guy who's actually got the bottle who's pouring water in, he's really the only one getting drunk because he's taking the majority of it. And so that's why you see these NBA contracts and these other contracts. They seem so big, and the money that entertainers make, it seems so ridiculously large than anybody before. No, it's actually the same as people made back in the 80s and 70s. It's just we watered down the money so much that $1 million today looks like $5 million, but it still has no more worth than that $1 million had 10, 15, 20 years ago. And this is what you need to learn about the American economy. We are watering it down. So every time you see that volume go up in the stock market, they're like, oh, we hit 27,000. We hit 28,000. The rich guys are telling you we just poured more water in the bottle. Then the stockbrokers scrape it off the top, just like Wolf of Wall Street. And the other rich groups, they scrape their money off the top, and then they turn away, and then the economy crashes. And then guess who they ask to pay for it? Us. We pay for it. They build it up, they pour water in the liquor bottle, they scrape all the good stuff off the top, and then they walk away. And then when it falls apart, they're like, oh, well, we're too big to suffer. I guess you guys got to pay for it to fix it. So not only do they kind of scam us out of the money, they take the money and go spend it. They didn't make us pay them for the money they stole from us. And that is how your American economy actually works. And you should be very upset to a certain extent. But it's also capitalism. It's also the game. It's also the balance. And this is what my policies that I'm coming up with as Carl Anthony for president are designed to help and alleviate. I love great guys like Bernie Sanders, got a lot of great plans, and I'm using a lot of his things. Democratic socialism, but we still got to be conservative. We still got to be fiscally responsible. We can't just be all willy-nilly just spreading everything too thin. And we want to make sure that successful Americans can take advantage of their success because we want to keep the rich rich. We don't want to break them, but we do have to calm some things down and get it under control. So that's one part about what's going on with the economy. I hope that made things a little more clear. Pouring liquor into the water bottle, scraping money off the top, keeping it at home, then coming back to us and ask us to pay them for what they took off as they spread it out and messed it up. Be aware of that. And that's what happens with the stock market. It is Wolf of Wall Street on a macro level. And we don't even know it. But everything is fine for now. But we do have an issue coming up. So I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Right now, a lot of other countries are starting to buy a ton of gold. I'm talking about a ton of gold. China's buying a lot of gold. Most of the other countries are buying a lot of gold. Recently, the central banks around the world, in 2018, they had the largest request for gold purchase since 1971. You want to know how real that is? I'm 43, going on 44. I was born in 1975. So 4 years before I was born, there was money being asked for like that for gold. And that was right after they went off the gold standard. Ironically, right? Now we're back at that same situation where it's been 40, 50 years. And now there's this hard, large grasp for gold. I don't know if you know why we removed Muammar Gaddafi, shall we say. Well, Muammar Gaddafi was actually talking to all the Muslim countries about, instead of taking this American dollar, which is the reserve currency, which everybody uses for international transactions and everybody bases everything on, he said, you know what, forget that. Let's start deciding that you have to take gold for the oil from now on. Now, I don't know if you guys know, Fort Knox is empty. We don't have gold like we used to. We don't have a lot of gold like we used to back in the day. We sold it all off and used it off, and we're just having fun with our fiat money. If they switch to gold, we would become one of the poorest major countries out there. We would go from being the richest country ever to being like 15th or 20th on the list, because China and the Middle East and all these other guys have been stocking gold behind our backs for so long, and we're just having a good old time borrowing money. How do you think our debt is so big? We are the richest country in the history of the world. Why do we have a debt that is so big? It is twice the size of the world's GDP. Hold on, we're the richest country ever, but yet we have the largest debt ever in history? It sounds like we're not really as rich as we say we are. We're borrowing a lot of money from a credit card of sorts from other countries through their US bonds and through their investments into our country and printing extra money to spread things out. It is a total game. And we have somehow hoodwinked the rest of the world, because there was a time where we did have the most gold. Our reserve currency was valid. And you know what the key to a reserve currency is? It's actually not the money. It's actually not the gold. You know what the key is? How big is your military? Because You can say you want the reserve currency, but what if we just say, no, you can't? Well, then they just can't because we can beat everybody around the world. And that's the muscle that we're flexing. And I think the rest of the world is getting sick and tired of our games, of the bullying, the pushing around, the controlling, when we owe all the money. Could you imagine if somebody walked into your house, they owe you $100,000 cash. Mind you, they're living good, spending it, having a good old time. They walk into your house and they say, hey, man, clean this up, man. You think you're living like an animal, man. Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You know what? I'm going to fine you or something if you don't clean this up. I'm like, hold up, buddy, you owe me $100,000. Don't tell me what you're going to find me. Don't come in my house and tell me what to do. This is how other countries feel when America comes around. So it's something we really got to fix, really got to heal. And I think not accidentally, but accidentally, Donald Trump is somewhat inflaming that circumstance, upsetting a lot of the countries, frustrating a lot of people. I don't know if you just saw on the news, he's going out to China to work on a cryptocurrency bond that we're considering building with them. So he knows what I'm talking about right now is coming, and he just hasn't told you yet. And they're not going to tell you. And it's going to be crazy. And what's going to happen is, if they actually do switch off of the dollar as the reserve currency, and they move to something like the Chinese yuan or gold, or maybe even a higher level cryptocurrency situation, the American dollar, guys, will immediately become almost like the American penny. And it may take a few months, it may take a few years. This is a 5 to 20 year situation. It could take 30 years before this happens. And it could happen in 5 years if mishandled by the wrong group of people. And because all they're going to do is they're going to mess it up and they're just going to move to the next rich country and they're going to leave us all here to fight over it, if you don't know. And it's going to be like Hunger Games. As strange as that seems, as utopian and not possible as that seems, it's actually a real possibility in the next 20 to 30 years if we don't manage our money properly, because we're reaching a tipping point. You know, before our GDP was the biggest, we produced the most, right? Well, China recently also has a 20% share of the world GDP. So they have as much GDP as we have right now, and they're passing us. So China is about to be kicking out more. China is potentially about to be the new America right in your face. That's why you see him in Africa. That's why you see him in the Middle East. That's why you see him giving Donald Trump trouble. China ain't playing. And if you don't know, China also owns, I believe, the majority of our US bonds, which are basically like stock in the United States government. Now, if you know anything about a company, you own 50% of somebody's stock, you own their company. And I guarantee you, if China ever turns around and says, you know what, I want to cash in all my bonds. I want to cash in all our stuff. And we're like, well, we can't pay you. Well, they're like, well, I guess we own America now. And of course, would somebody like Donald Trump, even myself, want to say, no, got the biggest army, bigger than the next 6, come and try it, buddy. So that's where we're at right now. And that's why we're at this risk. And that's why you see these tensions around the world and other countries getting upset and people moving here and people moving there. And he's working with him and he's working with this and he's upset about trade. He knows what I'm talking about. We are at the risk of losing our reserve currency status. You guys have got to be on top of it. So that's one thing. Another situation I wanted to talk about is what we're going to do to solve and deal with this particular concern. Now, I have a few items that I chose because, you know, as your president, I got to be solution-based. I got to be solution-oriented. And I want to make this best for us and tell us how we can avoid this potential tragedy. Everything is fine. Don't panic. The world isn't over yet. We haven't gone into super inflation. Nothing is wrong. Nothing will happen. Now, before I get into my solution things, I want to give you a real world vision of how this will look when, if what happens, if we lose our reserve currency status, if we move into a potential superinflation moment. This is how your real life is going to happen. So one day, you're just going to be seeing on the news, there's going to be a little tension about possible war. There's going to be a big announcement from China, from a couple of other countries, big announcement. You're going to see it all over the news, but you're probably not going to pay too much attention to it because it just seems like some international stuff and these international guys are doing whatever. You know, you're an American. I'm going to watch my TV. But they're going to be a big announcement. You'll see it in the morning. We're going to talk about how China's moving over to gold. Now this other country is switching off, and you're going to hear reserve currency. You're going to hear these phrases being mentioned, and you'll see it all over the week. And then what's going to happen is over the next week, possibly even days, maybe even month, over the next few days to weeks to month, every time you step outside the house, your gasoline price is going to be a little bit higher. Might be 5 cents a day, might be 10 cents a day. You might walk out the house and gas is $10 an hour tomorrow, if something like this actually happens. And then a month after that, it's going to be $50. And then a month after that, it'll be $100 a gallon. This is called superinflation. Your bread will go from $1 something to $27 for a loaf of bread, $58 for a container of milk. These things will happen. It can happen super fast, going from these low prices to those ridiculous prices in as short as a week, depending on how the rest of the world economy reacts to the gold shift. So we got to be aware of that, or to the reserve currency shift. It might be gold. They might go to the yuan. They may even go cryptocurrency, which I think is the future of money. And that's how superinflation works. It can take months for it to happen like that. It can take years for it to happen like that, or it can flat out happen overnight. And when it's really bad, it'll be noticeable. It'll be noticeable. It'll be like every time you look your head up, prices are going to be higher. You're like, yo, why is prices just going up? You know what's not going to go up? Your paycheck's not going to go up. But your rent's going to go up. Your bill's going to go up. Everything else is going to go up. But your paycheck's going to stay the same. And they're going to say you just don't work hard enough. We're already working 2-3 jobs now just to raise some kids and have a family. When that happens, you probably have to work 6 to 7 jobs like the Haymans or the Headleys, as they were called from the 11 Color TV show. So that's the potential future. Super inflation. You don't want to see it. You're going to hear some weird news reports. You're going to start notice prices rising. And about a week to 2 weeks into it, you're going to start noticing people acting crazy. People losing jobs. People getting violent. It's going to go down. Potentially an apocalyptic level situation. Now, like I said, it's not happening tomorrow. Probably won't happen 5 years from now. Shoot, might not happen 20 years from now. My goal is to prepare because it's coming. America is a Ponzi scheme, and we keep pouring water in the liquor bottle. We keep taking in more money to pay other people, just like Bernie Madoff, taking more money, pay that guy, taking more money, pay that guy, but they never fill anything on the back end. They just keep taking in more to hand it over here. And that's what America's been doing. That's why we have the largest debt, twice the size of the world's GDP, and we have to fix that immediately. And that's why I'm running for president of the United States, because I understand the economy on a regular man level, and I want to help you fix that issue. All right, so now let's get into my solutions, the end, the final part of what we're going to do here. It's almost like financial kung fu that we're working on. So what we got going on here is, first I want to heal all relationships. We got to go around, heal relationships around the country, heal our trade relationships, heal our relationships with NATO and the UN. There's a little bit of tension going on there in beef. And also, we got to have debtors. Just like your bill collector's calling you every day, I'm sure at the White House, the phone is ringing off the hook. Like, hello, is President Trump there? Oh, yes. We need to collect that $40 million that you owe us from 7 years ago. All right. Oh, he's not available. We'll call him back again in 5 minutes. Click. That's how the U.S. government, that's how much debt the U.S. government is in. Just like we get calls 50 times a day, there's people asking them, hey, when are you going to pay me back? So that's something I want to heal. Deal with our debtors. Heal our trade relationships. Heal our NATO relationships. And heal our United Nations relationships, which, of course, NATO pretty much runs. But we'll figure that out as things go on. Number 2, as far as solutions, we got to repay those debts, as I mentioned. Not only let them know we're going to, but we got to figure out some kind of plan to get that money down so we don't have such a hole to deal with. Because if we lose the reserve currency, you realize how big that debt's going to be? You think it's big now. It'll triple, it'll quadruple, it'll 10 times. We'll even owe even more money if we lose the reserve currency. So that's something we got to get down. So if it does actually happen, we're not hit so hard. Also, we got to prepare ahead of time just in case things go wrong. So one of the things I want to do is transfer large segments of available US dollars and funds into gold and into cryptocurrency situations, and also precious metals. Gold, precious metals, and then the final thing, not only investing in other would look good cryptocurrencies, because we want to invest in ones that we think will survive so we can use that from an investment perspective, but we also need to start our own United States crypto dollar. That's right, we need a United States crypto dollar. And I think this is going to save us down the road. Not now, 5, 6 years, maybe 10, 20 years from now, we're going to have to shake off this paper dollar. Don't you think you're going to be holding those paper dollars for too much longer? Don't you think it's going to stay the same? In time, maybe this lifetime, maybe the next, maybe it's 20 years, maybe it's 50 years, but it's coming. And if we don't prepare for it, we're going to fall in a hole. Everything will crash. All the rich guys will leave, and then we'll move to India and China and Russia, all the places where everything will still be fine. The EU, apparently the euro is going to be fine too after this. We are going to be hurt. We're going to become a third world country overnight sometime down the road if we don't handle this issue properly. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about that Economics 101, the economy. Just a quick short review of what the economy is once again. The American economy, the stock market, bunch of water going into a liquor bottle. Every time they have trouble, they just print more money. They sell more bonds, pour more water in the liquor bottle. Then the stockbrokers scrape their piece off top. The big rich guys scrape their piece off top. And then when something goes wrong with the company, they make you and me pay for what they scraped off top and did not use to properly run that company. We can't have it. I won't have it. And that's why Carl Anthony Jr. is running for president of these United States. Economics 101. I love every American. Vote for me. Write me in. And please take the $1 challenge. Go to my GoFundMe. Donate just $1 to your boy. I don't need the money for fun. I don't need the money to party. I have a decent job. That's not my problem. My problem is I need to promote. I need to advertise to you guys. Take the $1 challenge. Go to my GoFundMe. Throw in $1. Get out of there. That's all. I get 50 cents. I don't care. The point is to get hands on. Also, a small note. I'm going to set up a petition so we can start signing the petition so I can be actually on the ballot in every other state. So that's going to be up soon too. Beyond that, love you guys. I love America. I love my people. Strong power to the average everyday man, the regular man president, Carl Lester Anthony Jr. I am here for you, and we have to prepare because times are coming. And there's a reason why Donald Trump is president. There's a reason why some of the crazy stuff you're seeing is. We're living at a very significant time in history, and we cannot waste this opportunity. I love you guys. America, we're out of here.
We do politics over punani. We do education over ecstasy. We do literacy over linguistic ability. N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a kitty that's clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a kitty that's clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl.
Skinny to the biggie, ain't no plastic in the body. Keep that trash away from kitty. Like my ladies green the way the nature made them. Curly hair the nation, chocolate presentation. We like the ladies, litty flavored basket Robin skinny wasting. Don't get it wrong, we even take them yellow, brown, Caucasian. Patron Dr. Uma, ain't no bunny hopping. Too far. The natural queens coming all sizes, dropping stars.
N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a kitty that's clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a kitty that's clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. It's going down. Black Trump in the house. Body parts soft, clean, jean pillows popping. Tasty water flows, nappy heads steady rocking. Where your man at? Well, I'm here now. All that big chat, it ain't here now. Protection in the building, family beat the drilling. Cooking for the kids and get me piece of bacon dealing. My trusted counsel when I get my piece of bacon building. Keep the family diet clean. I need a N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a kitty that's clean and no plastic anywhere. A natural girl.
a natural girl, a natural girl. Natural, when they get it, that's clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey,
We do murder over money, and we do righteousness over your activity. I need a natural girl, a Big Papa Africa.
Right. And all right, welcome to Noodle Free. What's the lighting on? Anyway, welcome to Noodle Free Mondays. This is the Noodle Free News Report, sponsored but not really sponsored by CNN News. Actually, I need to add that. I need somebody to do this for me so bad. Anyway, 1 second. 1 second and just. That's more responsible. All right, let's see what we got here. CNN News Report. Let's share it up. And this is the Noodle Free News Report. Let's get some basic background music going from a local gas here. There we go. And let's get to this and share. All right. So this is the Noodle Free News Report. This portion of the show, I read through some of the news stories I come across, make a little fun, but also give a little serious commentary. You know, comedy is all about fucking your head up, but also making fun of the worst things possible at the worst times possible and not getting your ass whooped. That's what being funny is about, apparently. Shout out to David Chappelle. So we're going to go, and this is our Noodle Free News Report, sponsored but not really sponsored by CNN News. And this is CNN News for the day. First story I see is crew searching Texas hotel for anyone still trapped as investigators probe cause of explosion that hurt at least 21. I'll tell you what the cause of the explosion was: a gas leak and a motherfucker smoking a cigarette. Problem solved out that bitch. I'm not clicking on that. Next thing. Oh, they had a scare on Alaska Airlines flight 1282. A loud bang and whooshing sound, and a boy's skirt sucked right off. A boy's skirt sucked. That's some little shit. Oh boy. Okay, I'm clicking on that. I'm clicking on that bitch. Shout out to CNN News. A boy's skirt? What, did they fill that out right? We're about to watch this. Let's see. Shout out to CNN News. Let me make sure I get my news window up here and shit too, because these niggas, they be on some bullshit.
But this isn't Charmin. No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Yo, don't squeeze the Charmin, my nigga.
This cheap
Yo,
stuff
I
is
tell you, if it's
dead.
a bear holding
Here's
Charmin,
Ultra
do
strong.
not squeeze the Charmin with a
My
bear
bottom's
holding.
been saved.
No, bad idea.
With its diamond
Don't
weave
do it.
texture,
Terrible.
Charmin Ultra Strong
Terrible
cleans better
script.
with fewer sheets and less effort.
What's
Terrible
everybody
script.
waiting for? This?
Nope.
We all
Don't
go.
shake that
Why
big
not
ass
enjoy the
fucking
go with
bear. I'm
Charmin?
not squeezing that Charmin.
And for shower fresh
That bear
clean
weird.
feeling,
That bear
try
weird.
Charmin flushable wipes.
CNN is also getting word that Alaska Airlines is temporarily grounding its fleet of Boeing MAX 9 aircraft. The airline put out a statement from its CEO saying each aircraft would only be returned to service after completion of full maintenance and safety inspections. He added, "My heart goes out to those who were on this flight and for what they experienced." Well, let's talk to one of the people who did experience this very terrifying incident. Joining me now is Emma Vu. She was a passenger on flight 1282. Emma, I first want to say we're so happy that you're safe and unhurt. So, thank you for joining us. Share with us, what was that like?
Yeah, I gotta stop.
It was
I gotta stop.
definitely very scary, very
I gotta
surreal.
pause it.
Like,
I got.
even
Oh,
though it's only been a
wait.
few.
I have to pause it because this had to have been a typo. Let me read it again. Plane when section was lost. I'm not, all right, I want to minimize it to mess it up, but I swear it said a boy's skirt. Let's see what it says.
Hours, I feel.
I am still. Let me see how much time we got. All right, let's see what else together.
Thinking back, like a lot of my memory is kind of blurry from that, and it's like just so different than I don't know. Obviously, anything I've ever experienced before. I guess you just never think it's gonna happen to you, and then it literally did happen to me. So
give us a sense of where you were seated from where the incident took place.
Yeah, so I was seated, literally, I know my seat, like 18B. And it's so weird to me because I guess I was under the impression the whole time that it had happened in the exit row, but it was actually behind me. So it was towards the back of the plane. I was sitting in the middle. Like if you looked out the window to my left, I could see the wing. So yeah, that's what was going on.
And when did you realize that something, terrible was going on? Something really bad went wrong.
Get your midget ass out the exit.
Yeah, so I was actually asleep. So when we were on the tarmac, we were actually on it for a while because they were de-icing the plane. And then I fell asleep. So
let's have a conversation
plane just
about
falling,
airplanes.
and I knew it was not just normal turbulence.
I'm from Philadelphia, and every once in a while, when you fly at a place like Philly, New York, DC, or whatever, in the winter, they have to do what is called de-icing the plane. When the plane goes up to 30, 40,000 feet, the temperature is like 20, 30, 15 degrees. It's like way colder than what you feel on the ground, right? So by the time the plane comes down, it has ice on the wings, right? And the ice can jam the wings, it can jam the rudders, mess with the flying. So before you take off, some niggas get out there with like this steam gun, which basically, if you ever melted water on it, it just freezes right the fuck back up. But they get this steam gun and they melt the shit off the fucking wings. And then you take off. Oh my fucking God. Let me tell you something. Now, I've been blessed and lucky, but I'm going to tell you something. I fly with confidence, and I've been lucky and blessed. I don't care if I miss a flight or not. Fuck it. Right? But I'm going to tell you something. Man, I do not like that de-icing bullshit. And yeah, let's check it out. Oh, that's either gunshots or fireworks out the window, by the way.
Because the masks came down, and that's when the panic definitely started to set in. Yeah, so that's what was going on with me. I was jolted awake.
And you were jolted awake. I mean, how have the passengers around you responded? And were you able to see the people who were seated near where the incident took place?
I did not see it because it was behind me. But like I said, I just honestly did not know what was going on. I just knew something bad was going on because the masks had come down, and I had never experienced that before. To be honest, in a weird way, I felt that the passengers around me were very calm. I was not personally. And I'm so grateful for the two ladies who sat to either side of me. I was in the middle, and I'm just so amazed and thankful that they were so kind to me and so comforting because they were living in the same thing that I was, but they managed to keep me calm. I was not doing well, to be honest, and they were rubbing my back, giving me comfort. And even the flight attendant, she was so sweet. She came up to me and in the midst of everything was it's going to be okay. And I just thought that was really awesome of her since there were so many other passengers that were freaking out as well. And she even remembered me after the flight had ended, and she was like, "Can I give you a hug?" And I thought that was really sweet.
That's really wonderful indeed. Have you heard at all from Alaska Airlines since?
Yeah, they sent out an apology email to us and said our flight was going to be reimbursed along with a $1,500 reimbursement as well for any inconvenience.
Has this impacted at all your willingness to fly in the future?
I think so, a little bit. I think I don't know. It's just, yeah, going to be a little scarier for me. I do fly a lot for work, so I think I am going to have to get over that fear in just 2 weeks here. I'm flying across the country to Virginia, so for work. So I know I have to do that.
Okay, that was cute. All right.
Students.
All right.
Students of any age, from anywhere. Students in a new kind of classroom.
Back it up. So that was a pretty trippy situation. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Last time I'm flying, Alaska airline passenger drafted final text. I don't. Oh my God, she was part of that thing when the middle. Oh, so the middle section actually blew out of the plane mid-flight. Holy shit! So on this shit, that girl was on the midsection of the plane. Actually blew out. Fuck. That is some superhero movie shit. That's what they were talking about. I didn't think it was that. Okay, I see the picture here now. I guess this door. What? I don't know what the fuck. Oh shit. Boys' skirts. I'm not getting into that. That must be an error in the text. Man arrested at the World Warcraft game helps police in Florida find missing 16-year-old girl from Ohio. I'm not getting into that. That airline jet piece was found in Oregon somewhere. It fell off the damn plane, guys. At least 320 pro-Palestinian protesters arrested after blocking traffic in New York City. So people are really pissed about the whole war thing. Our money's going there, and they want a ceasefire, and they got arrested in protest. That's positive. Fuck you guys. You know, I'm gonna do a small, short protest rant. Let me bring this story up. Let me bring this down. Where is it at again? Who got arrested? Okay. So I understand the purpose of a protest, right, guys? They cut off the street, they got arrested, right? But I want to talk to you guys about protests and why I think protests, even though they seem like a good idea, I'm going to give you a two-pronged reason why I think protests might be a waste of your time. Listen to your boy. Actually, I'm going to give you 3 reasons. Reason number 1. Outside of civil rights and Gandhi and people seeing physical abuse during a protest that is racially motivated, biased, and supported by the government and police, there is no result of that in modern protests. Modern protests are more so the same kind of people yelling at each other on both sides. Everybody looks the same. There's no bias. It doesn't matter who they're treating bad because everybody's getting screwed, right? Number 1 reason. Number 2 reason. You go to a location. You spend anywhere from between 2 and 15 hours to 16 hours at this location outside of your home, outside of your job. And you know what you need while you're there? You need liquids, water, drink of some sort. You also need a food of some sort. Now, some people may bring food with them. If you have to either catch public transportation or drive, you have to spend gas. So whatever companies and all the people that you're mad at, they just made gas money off of everybody that came down to the protest. They just made money on the public transportation as they came down to the protest. They just made money off the water, drinks, food, and everything sold, bought on the way there, during there, on the way to 10, the days before you prepared, the days after, just like Thanksgiving and holidays, all went to these companies that you are pretty much cheering against. And then that's reason number 2, why a protest may be wasting your time. Reason number 1 is because there's no more racial bias to give you anything on video because everybody of all races is protesting on both sides of issues. Reason number 2, you give the companies and people that you are upset with a financial boost every time you protest. Most you do is make them late to a meeting. That's it. Or get on their nerves a little bit or embarrass them a little bit, but everybody forgets a day later. Reason number 3. Instead of unifying or protesting or staying home or cutting back or starving these guys out, which money and all that stuff is really what hurts these guys,
You basically go out and beg your oppressor to be so annoyed by you doing stupid shit or wild shit or aggressive shit or protesting or rebellious things that they'll just say, oh, you know what? Fine. I'm so annoyed by them. I'll pass along, stop screwing them over and making billions and millions of dollars. Let me tell you something. I know you guys. I know for a fact not a single person at that protest, if they were making millions and billions and hundreds of thousands of dollars off of doing the things you're protesting against, not a single person at that thing, except a few nut jobs and me, because I'm stupid, right? I'm stupid. I'm so stupid, right? But except for a few nut jobs and me, people at that protest, not a single one of you would give up millions of dollars just because a few fucking assholes protested, who actually went to your gas station and gave you a $10,000 boost at your gas station for the neighborhoods, who actually went to Walmart and got water, who actually, three reasons why protest may be a bad thing. And I need to make a video about that for my Captain Crazy Carl channel. 3 reasons why protesting is a waste of time. But that was that segment. I'm actually type that in because I want that to be in text somewhere. 3 reasons why protesting may be a waste of your 3 reasons of protesting may be a waste of time. Yep. I gave you 3 reasons, so I'm gonna recap it right quick. Now, I understand again. Second reason. Check me out. I added a 4th reason. You see how they just arrested 320 protesters? The police officers probably had to work overtime. So the taxpayers had to pay more money to the city to pay these cops. So the cops you're upset with, the politicians you're upset with, you just sucked off more of your own taxpayer dollars to deal with you. 3rd, anybody that gets a legitimate ticket or court case from this that you actually have to pay fines and fees, you now just gave the city an influx of money. And you know what they do when they get your bail money that they hold and give back? They put it in the stock market for the 3 or 6 months while you're in court. And they make money off of it, and then they give it back to you. Fuck. Reason number 4. 4 reasons why protesting may not be doing what you think it does. So just check that out. Noodle free news. Let's get back to that. Anyway, let's bring this back up. Let's get off of here. Noodle free news report. Sponsored but not really by CNN News. Free sponsor. Let's check what other stories they got. Alaska Airlines. Someone allegedly set free Palestine during a high school basketball game, and it led to a coach and player's dismissal. Well, look, shit. You know, niggas is turning up. Y'all wilding. A man who attacked a Nevada judge. Oh, this is the nigga. So I don't know if you guys saw this thing. The guy dove over the counter, and apparently he got a man who attacked Nevada judge is sentenced by that same judge to prison for a separate incident. Man, this is ridiculous. Yo, that guy that dove over the counter, he should have been a Noodle of the week. I didn't know his name, but the guy that dove over the counter on the judge, if you saw it, you know, let's pull that video up right now, my niggas. Actually, I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna pull that video up now, and then we're gonna go into our Noodle of the Week segment. He's gonna be our honorary Noodle of the Week. That's what we'll do. Let's see, we're at the 10:34 mark. Let's see if there's any other good stories. NRA officials use a piggy bank. Yeah, all of them guys are rich dudes and powerful guys are corrupt. Family woman hurt by a deputy after calling for help. Okay, Jake's 30 million. Los Angeles, fucking around. Fear kept somebody from school after a bopping. Man, I don't know what's wrong with these people shooting up the schools. There's something wrong with you. Find my doctor for thyroid eye disease. Okay, I'm gonna skip out of this. I'm gonna show the quick story of the guy diving over the counter. Matter of fact, we're going to take a quick break. We'll do our noodle of the week, and yeah, because I got to do YouTube anyway. So let's see what we got here. All right, so that was cool. Noodle, that was Noodle Free News. That's our segment and whatnot. You know, I end my segment so professionally, right? Anyway, fuck you guys. I'm trying to be president, not I got a news reporter. This would be nice, but I don't know. I need like an assistant, I think. But anyway, we'll continue. Next part of this segment, after Noodle Free News. And thanks again for CNN. Let me use this stuff. They never gave me like strikes or anything like that, so they're pretty cool, man. Thank you, CNN. Check out the original videos of the one I reviewed there, CNN.com, 2024 Passengers Alaska Airlines, and check out their website, CNN.com. For news reports and alternate videos. So let's check out where we at. We are at the 10:36 mark. We got 9 minutes. I'm going to look up a video. And I'm going to take this to 10:45 before I start my new segment. Let's see here. First 7 to 6 to 7 minute video I find I'm playing. Oh my God, Clan Leader Carl. This should be funny.
So when I first got to LA, I started doing stand-up comedy. I started doing shows. I started doing stuff. I was all excited because you're like, oh, I'm in LA. I'm doing comedy. I'm telling jokes on Hollywood and Sunset. Not getting paid. Not getting paid. Anyway, doing the shows on Sunset, killing it, promoting, doing my advertisements. Once again, that's why I had my issue beforehand with the animals. They were messing up my promos for my shows that nobody comes to. So I'm really hype about it. And then eventually I get a show in Las Vegas. That's right. Viva Las Vegas. Yes, Vegas. So I'm really hyped. And if you don't know into LA as a stand-up comedian, getting a show in Vegas for some reason is like the bee's knees, okay? I'm talking about the knees of a bee that's got a large buttocks like Kim Kardashian. Like those kind of bee's knees, right? So I get the show in Las Vegas. It is at the Red Palms. It's across from New York, on the Strip. It's in the middle of all the great hotels and all the nice ones, the ones with the water that does the thing, the water, all that stuff, right? I'm hyped. I'm like, oh, I'm in Vegas. There's 70 people here. I'm doing my show in Vegas. I'm about to be famous. I'm about to have a great show, right? Let's get videotaped. That's for a TV show we were going to try to put on the internet later. I'm like, oh, I think I went down. Right? So everything goes great. The show goes great. The show was bomb. Everybody else is having a great show. Crowd is clapping. Crowd is enjoying everything. Ah, yeah, oh man, great. Everybody does the show. And then right before me, a comedian goes up. And he's from Detroit, Michigan. Now, if you know anything about Detroit, Michigan, you probably see that this is about to go. But he's from Detroit, has a great comedy set. People are enjoying his set, but he's a very militant comedian. Like one of those like KRS-One, Ja Rule, J. Cole, kind of I like eat Caucasians kind of rappers, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't like Caucasians because they hold the people down. Okay, Malcolm X comment, right? So that kind of comedian, Malcolm X comedian. He's really upset. He's on his Louis Farrakhan, ready to knock some rocks at somebody. And he gets on stage and he's getting to his final joke. I'm on stage after this guy, right? So I'm excited. I'm about to get on the stage and tear this up. This is a dope crowd. I'm in Vegas. I'm in Vegas, baby. Hey, right? Oh, I'm excited, right? So the guy gets up there, and his last joke is, so, I want to talk about Starbucks and Starbucks lattes. And I was just like, where's this just joke going? This jokes were kind of hood before, like, where's this joke going, right? I'm talking about latte. Mind you, the crowd was 80 to 90% Caucasian. There were almost no African Americans, Latinos, or Asians there. All Caucasian people in the crowd, by the way. He said, hey, so I just want to talk about Starbucks, right? And latte. He said, anybody in here who drinks Starbucks lattes is a racist. And he just stares at the crowd. And the crowd, I'm talking about, was vocal all night. Pure silence. Like, couldn't hear any white apologies in the room one bit, right? So, oh my God, it's so quiet. And then he finishes it. He realizes it's kind of dead. He's like, all right, I'm such and such. I'm out of here. And he leaves the stage. And then it used to be people clapping, oh my God. To his last thing after he done, he was like, all right, I'm out. And it was like, he was like, oh. And then next thing, of course, introducing Katt Crazy Car Anthony, car for president. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm going to have to go out here after that, right? So I go out there after that. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do, right? So I get out there and I'm looking around and the crowd is like kind of uncomfortable because he just kind of rocked them. He rocked them. So I'm like, well, you know, I was going to tell my jokes, but I came to find out something new. Where I was embarrassed to learn that if you drink Starbucks lattes, you're a racist. And I just want to tell you guys, I live in LA. I hang with a couple of millionaires, billionaires, rich people in West LA, you know, West Hollywood, a couple of Rainbow Brothers, West LA. You know how we kick it. Party all night, drink all morning, right? So I actually tend to drink a lot of Starbucks lattes. So I said, my brother, and I turned around to the guys and said, my brother, if drinking Starbucks lattes make you racist, then you could call me the KKK Red Dragon. It's right here, because I drink my Starbucks lattes in a mofo. I said, I would tell you, I will hang 3 African Americans right now to prove my loyalty. Just make sure there are lattes at the hangar. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. The crowd got over that. I got into my set and I told them I was Black Jesus. And that's that. So that's Katt Crazy 20, Mr. Clean Comedy. Carl, hope you liked it. Check your boy out. Stand-up comedy is what I do, but I also do acting, music, overwords, and everything else. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the podcast, Noodle Free Mondays, My Part of Town podcast, streaming on 3 different sites, Facebook Skip Bags, my Katt Crazy page, and also Twitch, Mr. C Twitch gang. So check that out. Katt Crazy Carl. We out of here.
It's the midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. Midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. I pull up on the brown light. Wait, big yo, chill red light. I see where you gotta go. It's to my fucking home. I'm gonna make your body blow. You're looking real good, ma. The red bottom's looking real good, ma. But let me treat you like a star. Fuck you all night, then I feed your fucking dick raw. Let me tell you, baby boo. Yeah, we doing it how we do. Won't you say turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. It's LA, man. Tell you how we go to the basement. When we break into my house, take it home, then we're gonna take it down south. It's the midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. Midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. Shout out to the Buzzway, hanging on the corner making crazy plans. And we running from the robbers, treated like it's Keystone, never fucking stop us. It's looking real good, right? The hood's kinda clean and it's good, right? It's time to turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. gotta take back a place, man. In this world, yeah, we gotta stand. Yeah, we gotta stand up, working fucking hard, and we keep it steady run. Looking real good, man. Do it for the kids and the good life. Let me tell you how we go. Take it to the place and learn what you know. It's the midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. Midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. It's the midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. Midnight train to Georgia. We in LA, California. Just ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat, ride to the beat. Oh, oh.
All right. And that's that. We're going to check out this man who attacked a judge. I can't believe this guy did this. So this is our last segment of the show. It's called our Noodle of the Week segment. I can't stop laughing. So this guy right here, dove at the judge. It was the most athletic jump. And I'm like, dude, you could have been in the NFL with, like, it's like the guy that dove on Whatchamajiggy. I don't know. Inside Edition might be dicks about it. Let me see if I can find somebody. Oh, I'm gonna use a news channel. News channels are respectable. News channels don't make it, but if I'm motherfucking captured, there's fucking new charges. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna give NBC some props because usually the regular news channels are totally cool because they're news and they get it. You know, they're pretty radical, dude. So I'm gonna give some love to them. Well, like, of course, make sure I'll give them their fair use credit. Shoobity bop, shooty bow, shooty bop, da dee doo, shoobity bop. Turn the music up a little bit. My brain isn't working. Oh yeah. Save it. Fair use it. Original video. Just do my fair use this. I don't want no more trouble with YouTube or Meta because they don't like me. And I don't like you. So it's cool. I'm trying to be a good content creator. Whatever they're called, the YouTube guys. Spacebar. All right, we got the original video here. So check that out, and let's see what we got going on here. All right, so we would like to give a parental warning, just like they did. This video includes some images or audio some viewers may find upsetting or disturbing. So just like the news guys, I am giving the same warning on here, YouTube. Don't be buttholes about this. You see it, I see it, you see it, right? I'm just saying, and I'm gonna add this link to my my comment sections, whatever it's called, that section at the bottom. Matter of fact, I'm doing it right now. Bang bang, hit another one. Boop, there it is. Oh, there's no one. Bang bang. Boop, there it is. Saved. That's on my thing. That'll be in my little original thing. Now I can play the video, right? Good.
I just can't with that history. In
So
accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court.
Yo, this dude. Number one. What the hell? I'm gonna add my little bit of this too. 1 second. What's wrong with this? I think one time is fine as far as seeing it. Everybody's seen it already. I want to see what they're gonna say after this too. What's that overlay thing? God, this is. I need somebody to do this for me. There you go. This fool. And dude, look, you know what I like? Look at the security guards in the cops. The security guards in the cops is about to whoop his butt. They're about to whoop his butt. Remember, it says sensitive viewing, just like on NBC News. It's over here to YouTube. And look at that kicking his butt. Look at the lawyer dude. The lawyer dude, like, motherfucker, look at the lawyer. Look at the lawyer. Look at the lawyer whooping the guy's ass. The cop, I bet you they kick his butt in the next Sunday. Don't you dive on those judge up in. He's the bad man to get. Bam, bam, bam. He's a bad man, McKenna. And they said people got injured. One guy had a gash on his head. He said he separated his shoulder when they were tackling the guy. Is that the alarm? I guess that's like an alarm that goes off when something pops off. They hear him beeping out the curse words. They're like, I should have kicked his ass twice. They hype and shit. I should have fucked you up, son. Shout out to NBC News, man. Repping the video, man. That's right, sensitive viewership, man. Sensitive, respect and stuff and whatnot, just like YouTube and them says and whatnot. All that. So they just got this straight up. So I guess that sound that's going off, which I didn't know this because I'm not a criminal. I don't know this lifestyle. But apparently, if you pop shit off in the courtroom, they have an alarm that sounds like that, which is to tell everybody that shit's going down. It sounds like a fire alarm. But that's that. So that's what that loud beeping is. Oh, so that was pretty cool. Okay. So he was my honorable mention.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
And we're out of there on him. Now, everybody else has heard about my official noodle of the week, Mr. Katt Williams. I can't spell. Fuck you guys. The last gentleman who was on, just to give you a wrap up of what he was talking about, this young gentleman had a long list of crimes he was into. Wild young man, out of control, and he had been arrested several times, let out several times. And what they would always do, because he was younger when everything happened before, they would always just send him to rehab or like some care program or like some teen program or something like that, so he could kind of, get himself together, do his thing right. She was reading off previous to this attack that he put on her a list of his crimes. She said, I'm not taking it no more. Forget all that. I'm sending you to real jail. As soon as she said that, mind you, before that, he's like, oh, no, ma'am, I'm just trying to get my life together. I'm just trying to be a good angel. A good angel, right? And he gets to do that. And as soon as she says, look, no, forget all that. Your list is too long. You've been doing too much. You need to go to real jail. And as soon as he's like, F-U-B. And then he ran and then jumped. And the dude, you saw it. And you're like, over the Joyski box. Amazing. Waste of talent. This is the problem with our kids in the neighborhood. This guy is a lifetime criminal. So bold in his action that he would physically attack not only a judge, but a female judge, a Caucasian female judge. Holy shit. I know you guys may not see this as a big deal, but if he's not scared to do that there, what is he not scared to do in the street? Anyway, but that's that situation. Our next noodle of the week, our official noodle of the week, is Mr. Katt Williams. You guys all kind of know what he did. I'm going to go with this news guy and then I'm gonna comment on his. I think you guys already know all the responses. I'm not really into that. Oh, shout out to StreamYards. I mean, let's stream. Video. Oh, I done hit some buttons. Fuck you, niggas. One second.
This next story has had
Where's the
comedy
brother?
fans talking. Katt Williams
His brother be
recently
having an
appeared on Shannon
attitude
Sharp's
problem.
podcast Club Shay
Brother
Shay,
right
and
here.
he did not hold back while criticizing other comedians with the year in the game.
Everything Cedric and Ricky Smiley ever been
Yeah,
in
I heard
got
Houston got a lot of
canceled for not
beautiful
being
women
funny.
and black people. By the
Ricky
way,
sat here and
so you
told
want to
you
find a
that they
place to
cut
move
him
with
out
some
of every
beautiful
movie
black
he
people?
did.
Houston, Texas.
They always
Well, I
had a
heard that there's
reason.
some beautiful black people.
The conversation was nearly 3 hours long, and Williams went in on a few people, including Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, and Joe Rogan. Williams left no stones unturned during the conversation, accusing some comics of not being talented and even alleging Cedric the Entertainer or accusing him of stealing his jokes. Was this too far or much needed wake-up call? Joining us to talk about it, our own comedians here on The Factor Uncensored, nationally known, but also based here in Houston. We have the legend himself, Al Freeman, the other legend here, Juan Villarreal, Blaine the Comic, and Corliss DeLauren. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. So,
Absolutely.
Juan, we're going to begin with you. You told me not to begin with you, so I'm going to begin with you. Your thoughts on this and Katt talking about so many comedians, and many people are saying, well, he's telling the truth. So your thoughts on this?
A lot of stuff he said was true. And but like I hung out with him. I've done like over 100 shows with him, and he was really cool. I've never seen him do drugs because people were telling me, man, he's on drugs.
No, the test guy doesn't smoke a little weed, but drank a little bit here and there.
I've never seen him do drugs, and I hung out with him like the whole weekend. Like we get there.
Smoke what?
Bud.
Bud? What is that?
Cannabis.
Okay, stop. This big, oh no, I got to stop the hypocrisy. This big, dark-skinned Negro up in here. Look, I know Houston, Fox Houston, he has a job. You don't want to think that you're soul brother, but look at this big, let me get to this big Negro, right? Shannon Sharp nigga right here knows exactly what the fuck some bud is. In Houston, bud, what's bud? Acting like the Mexican know, but he don't. That's racist as fuck. Racist as fuck.
Got news for you, that's drugs.
No, but it's like, in LA it was legal.
But it ain't blow. It ain't blow.
Oh, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't even really see him drink that much. Like, other comics that were with us was drink. And Isaiah, everything was there for us. Whatever we wanted, they would have gave it to us, everybody. But all we did was just smoke and mess with girls. We were 33, 34, 35. That was our thing.
Al, your thoughts about this? Because what it seems like, what Juan is saying, people are looking for excuse for the reasons for the things he say. It could be just honesty. So your thoughts about this?
Well, first of all, I think people need to realize that Katt is a brilliant person. He's a great thinker. He's a well-read guy, like he said, So this is not coming from just...
Maybe Fox Houston some credit. They're doing a really good job, giving a good talk, hearing from all the comedians in the area, getting a good rounded opinion. Mr. What's Bud? What's Bud? Huh? What's Bud? Okay. Should dark it. Your chocolate lip ass.
Just made up kind of. So he's not creating some kind of narrative that doesn't exist. you know, there's always what they say. There's the right side, the left side, and in the middle is the truth. There's a lot of truth to what he's saying. Now, did he color it a little bit? Maybe, because he's an entertainer.
Right.
I've known Katt for a long time. I think I was telling Juan since 1990 when he really began his career in Oakland, California. He was known as Katt in the Hat, a great guy who was a jewelry salesman who was always generous to everyone. So I don't know the angst against him right now. Now, I worked with Steve Harvey for a number of years. You know, my dad used to say, you know what? When a man is truthful, then he has no fear. Katt had no damn fear at all. I mean, he laid it out just like he was supposed to. And listen, it's nothing against them. It's not that those guys are not brilliant. It's not that Steve is not great. He is. It's not that Sid is not talented, or Kevin, or any of the guys. And we all know all those guys. We all work with those guys. We brought Kevin here to Houston when he did his Heart of the City. I produced that thing. You know, but here's what I really believe. This is why I think Katt is brilliant, because Katt's getting ready to go on tour. He's getting ready to do a special. He's selling tickets. What did Pete Barnum say? Hey, you know.
My mic was muted the whole time, dumbass. What I was saying was, the one thing I noticed about these guys that come out with these issues, they'll brush out, they'll do a big interview, they'll say all these gangster shit, right? A lot of it true, some of it is confusing, but I always like, everybody's like, oh, it coincides with his tour. It coincides with this new album. It coincides with this new song. It coincides with this new movie. It coincides with this new book. It coincides with this new podcast. It's always something attached to why people decide to be honest, right? Kanye recently is about to drop a new album, so all of a sudden he got really honest. And then once he drops the album, he'll relax and apologize. When he was dropping the album before, he went off on Adidas, dropped the album, went back and apologized. I wouldn't be surprised if after Katt Williams does the tour and everything goes back around, I don't think he would, but I'm going to tell you, if by fall next year, Katt Williams apologizes for this repercussive circumstance after he does his tour and makes money, and is all like cool with everybody after that he talks shit on, this is a play. So we'll see how that goes, right? So that's what that says. Let's see what else these niggas say.
Hey, he's the greatest salesman in the world. When Katt came here the last time, I believe, to NRG, it didn't go as well as he wanted it to. In other words, those 11,000 seats weren't filled up. I guarantee you, when he comes back, those 11,000 seats he might do 2 shows.
All right, Blaine, let's hear from you. And Corliss, go ahead.
I was going to say just real quickly, and I wanted to know y'all's opinion because you definitely have been doing this longer than I have. But for me, I feel like a lot of the people that are not in comedy, in the comedy world, feel like it was a little bit like what's happening right now. Because if you be honest, it's a little inside baseball. There's a lot of things that he was saying that you probably wouldn't get if you're not an actual comic. And then I also feel like, I don't necessarily feel he was just saying they're horrible, but I do think he was calling out the ability to do stand-up. Stand-up comedy is not the same as writing sketches. It's not the same as, being a funny actor. It's a whole different beast, and really it has a lot to do with writing. If you're not a strong writer, you end up having to go outsourcing for writers.
Right.
But like he even gave homage to D.L. Hughley, Patrice O'Neal. Like those people are like, they were writers. And I feel like that's how you stay legit in the game. Chris Rock has no problem writing. You know, it's those types of people that are still current because they're strong writers. Go ahead.
Let me say this. So I've been traveling with Ricky Smiley on and off since 2020. And like everybody else has said on here, I'm not saying that I'm not leaning one way or the other. Let me be clear about that.
Nah, this is a good, interesting, because you when you think about comedy, right? Most people look at it like music or entertainment, where only big time musicians are really around big time musicians in the process of doing their career, right? Actors, big time actors, only truly really around other big time actors in a personal, back to back, side by side, shoulder to shoulder level thing, right? Well, in comedy, you will do shows and be out in crazy places with some of the most famous comedians on the planet. I mean, people that if somebody else saw them would fall and kiss their balls. He's just the homie. He's just the guy that's at the show. He's just when they're there at the show, no matter how high in there, unless they're kind of weird, almost all of the comedians, no matter how famous they are just regular people when they're at a show, when they're backstage. Because even though you say, oh, well, I'm big now and you're small, you know what they knew? They used to be you. And they know that just like that, that guy that he shit on at his show, a month from now, 6 months from now, could be the biggest. Kill Tony was great. There's a lot of people that screwed over people that were nothing and now they're great. And comedy is the only place where, motherfucker, you're going to see people going up and coming down. And here's the scary part. Unless you make it to all-time Joe Rogan, super eternal level fame, there's going to come a time in your comedy career like Mark Cooper, for example, where you're famous. We all know you, but you're not really on TV or doing all that stuff. So there's going to come a time where as you were up in the man, the people that you pass, when you're back down and you're almost like an average working comedian that's just paying his bills with $100,000, $200,000 a year now. It's not like the millions anymore like it used to be. It's like a regular job almost, like just a good paying regular job where you get to do what you want, but you travel a lot. But it's like being a truck driver, basically, right? Well, at that point, you know who you're going to start seeing at shows that you do? The guys you passed on the way up and new people. And you want them to have an affectionate look at you on the way back. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you do that, they'll invite you to be part of what they do because they remember you. And they remember how kind you were to them back then. But if they remember how rude and mean and selfish and dismissive you were on the way up, they will kick you on the way back down. Let's see what else these guys got to say. Because you hear these regular comedians, people like, oh, who are these people? They're nobody, right? No. These people know personally all your favorite comedians. All of them. People you would wish you could talk to. They hold conversations with them till 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. Real shit. Let's check out the rest of this video. This is bacon I'm eating, by the way.
But he said that Ricky is not funny. He is funny on stage. I think that when it comes to the people's choice, I think a lot of people would choose Katt Williams over Ricky just because
over all of them.
Oh yeah, over all. Well, not Earthquake.
Oh no, over Earthquake too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's subjective.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing though, there is some truth to what was going on. You know, Ricky leans more towards the black audience. Katt maybe has a more of a diverse audience, and you know, there's been a lot of videos that's been floating around on the internet with a lot of, you know.
Now, separately, I'm not a big fan of Ricky Smiley, but I get where his comedy comes from. He had a little Daryl thing. He has the characters. He's the look. This there's different types of comedy. I would put him in the description of that guy that was in what's the one with the Seinfeld creator? With Larry David. Anyway, the African American gentleman, the bald headed guy, right? There's certain people in comedy which I call goofy comedians. So if you remember Goofy from the Disney thing, right? So you had Mickey, you had Donald, you know, things like that. But you also had Goofy, the dog, right? Well, Goofy is an example of the kind of comedian that you don't think his comedy is all that, but really there's a brilliance to his comedy because it's like innocent. So it seems so corny and silly. And that's Ricky Smiley. It's innocent, so it seems corny. But if you really take the darkness out of yourself and you look at it almost like a kid would, which I think frustrates people because they maybe feel like it's a bit immature. Or is it just you being innocent, right? And I think that's what makes comedy subjective. And that's why Katt Williams doesn't like Ricky Smiley. It's not because Ricky Smiley's a bad comedian, but I think he feels as though his comedy approach is juvenile. And since he's not going to approach really hard topics, religious topics and things, he resorts to almost the fact that he's skinny and awkward and weird. Like, super really good comedians hate the fact that people talk about what they look like. Oh my God, I'm so like me. If I found a way to tease me, I'm so tall and awkward. I got a big head. You know, I start raving on myself, or maybe, or I'm like, oh, I'm so gorgeous. I'm so hot. Whatever, right? Real good dope comedians hate comedians who spend their whole set just talking about that. Or women who always talk about their, you know, their vaginal area the whole time, or guys that talk about banging chicks like the old, it worked when Andrew Dice Clay did it 50 years ago, but if somebody got on stage now and did it, like, yo, all right, man, like, okay, whatever, right? So that's comedy. Comedy is subjective. But the good thing about any art form, there are 350 million people in America and 7.5 billion people on the planet. That is 7,500 million millions, okay? Let me tell you guys, you only need 1 million people on this planet to be famous, to be big. 1 million. So out of 350 million, you only need 1 million out of 350 in America. You only need 1 million out of 7,500 millions in the world. So when you think you can't do something, you can. There's somebody for you. And that was to explain why people out there do like Ricky Smiley and others don't. I know people who don't like Martin Lawrence. Right? How can you not like Martin?
You know what I mean? Comparisons that look just alike. You know what I mean? And I want to say that I'm one person removed, or I know the person exactly that that has said some things to me before Katt Williams said it that lets me know that there's some truth before he made it public.
Well, here's the thing.
Out of time, guys. We'll be back with more Factor in just a moment. Welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. We're talking about Katt Williams and his incredible interview on Shannon Sharp's
I like this guy. I like this guy.
Al, finish you.
All right, we're out of time, guys. We're going to be back and say, all right, we're back here in the next segment, and we're going to talk to you. What's bud? What is that bud? I'm going to smoke some later. This dude, he's fucking hilarious, bro. Stop faking the funk, bro. Stop faking the funk.
Your thoughts that you had just recently.
Well, we were talking about all of the comedians that he mentioned are all TV stars. They all work 16, 17 hours a day like you do on a TV set. It doesn't give you time to work as a comedian and develop. A comedian has to work hard. He has to work consistently day after day in the club working. So those guys don't have that opportunity like Katt does. So maybe that's why they are not as funny.
And Corliss, one of the issues that this brings up when African-American comedians go after each other so very publicly. Your thoughts on that?
I hate that. I really do, because I just don't feel like it's necessary. I think, a little healthy competition is fine, but for it to turn into what it looks like an East Coast, West Coast rap battle, it makes us look like we don't have a professionalism that I wish was existing in that community.
And Juan, you are in the industry. Your thoughts on this when you see, your fellow comedians, mainly black comedians, going after each other so publicly?
Man, I look at that like, man, I'm glad they ain't Mexicans. No, I just
they beat
Katt,
too.
I think we don't know enough yet, and more stuff is coming out, and it's more stuff coming out. I think we got to wait a little bit and stuff. And the last time I worked with Katt was like 15, 16 years ago. We need to find somebody that's been around him for a while and talk to him. He lived with Rodney Bingham. He knows him really well. That's what you need to add, Rodney Bingham. I said his name wrong, but
let me say this.
I don't want to.
The reason why it's so much beef because there's always so much at stake. You know what I mean? And people who living in LA, the price of living is skyrocketed through the roof. And one thing that they always say in Hollywood and in LA is don't take nothing personal. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of backstabbing going on.
And you know that backstabbing is coming. Blame Al, Juan, Corliss. Thank you all for joining us here on The Factor.
Unlock hundreds of deals.
He said that's LA. LA, sad the place. It's a wonderful place. It's sunny. It's nice. There's a lot of job opportunity. It used to have low places to live, but it's very rare now. And the place I live is okay, but it's not great either, right? It's mid-level now. And it used to be low level, and now it's technically mid-level because they're gentrifying my neighborhood, right? That's how I know my neighborhood's better, because there's like white people and families living here now instead of like prostitutes, basically, right? No bullshit. I used to be prostitutes here. I like, it's a nice neighborhood. It's like, is that a prostitute? Anyway, right? So that's Noodle Free Mondays. Our Noodle of the Week, Katt Williams. I did like how he said what he had to say, got his truth out there, the way he sees it. I will say, let me do a quick off of memory because I looked through the interviews. So basically, I would say everything he pretty much mentioned, I believe. I'd say I'm 80%, 90% in agreement with Katt. I'd say maybe 80, maybe 75. I am 75% in agreement with Katt Williams, right? And I'm going to tell you why. I agree with all the stuff about the gatekeeping. I agree with the Illuminati thing, but not the way he said it. I don't think it's as straightforward as, hey, you're in here, it's you or him, and this, that, and the third, and we're going to keep you and ruin you and hate you. No, I don't think it's that simple, right? When I first got here, I used to go out and party with, like, dude, we used to hang out with, like, the director with the Oscars and, like, Yasiel Puig, the baseball player, and Mike Tyson. We used to hang with famous guys, right? And every once in a while, there would be a lot of my Rainbow Brothers, guys I didn't know, and sometimes they want to go hang out all night long. And I remember one night I went out, and I was pretty much kidnapped by one of our Rainbow Brothers, who went and had me out partying until like 10 a.m. the next day and still wanted to keep partying. I was like, no, I gotta go, bro. And I remember everybody was like really against it, and I just thought about it, like, damn, was that it, right? So it's not necessarily somebody offers you something, but usually a lot of people that have weird connections, weird habits, they know people. And if you're cool with them, they're going to tell them about you. And then that's how you kind of get on. And that's why it seems like such a plant scenario. So I think Katt Williams has that right with some people, and he has that wrong with some people, where some people just happen to meet somebody who might be a little different, but they just had a connection. And that's how they came up, just like Ludacris, he said with John Singleton. He probably just got lucky and met somebody that wasn't weird, that hooked him up. But you might meet somebody like Quincy Jones, who may ask Tupac a weird question because he wants to date his daughter, for example, right? So that's Hollywood. What's another thing Katt wrong? The stealing jokes scenario. I've been doing comedy now officially for about 5 to 7 years on stage, telling jokes, getting booed, not getting laughs, whatever, right? And the one thing I learned is that I've known this my whole life. There's something called, there's a connection between two atoms. I forget what the phrase is called. It's like dual polarity or something. But there's two atoms, no matter where they are in the universe, they're all connected. There's actually two suns to the Milky Way. There's two of everything, right? Just like you got two arms and two eyes, and you're bipolar with two sides of your brain. It's true of everything, right? Well, every time one person comes up with an idea, another person on the planet comes up with that same idea. And there's a variation of it, and there's a race to do it. I saw the Katt Williams thing versus, what is his name? Cedric the Entertainer. He said he stole his car thing. Now, Katt Williams did the car. He had the car shut down. He got out. He checked in. He said it was too loud. You couldn't hear him. And it was just a regular car. There was a hoopty. He had to get out and he had to push start it. Now, Cedric said a whole thing about how black people would go to space and turn a space shuttle into basically an old Cadillac. Then we would pimp it out and drive a space shuttle like a Cadillac because you're not going to leave us behind. It did not break down. He had a cigarette in his mouth, and he mentioned none of the same words or concepts that Katt Williams did. The only thing that was similar was them driving and music playing. That is not stealing a joke. Jesus Christ. And this is why everybody thinks they created something. You guys don't, you're not all that. Okay. What is another one? He said, I won't say the Mark Curry thing. I saw the Steve Harvey thing. It was close when he mentioned, because Mark Curry said that Steve Harvey stole his Christmas joke about wearing a box every Christmas because his parents were cheap. Every Christmas, Mark Curry's parents will give him a box, same box every Christmas. What you wearing this year? I got a box. What you guys? I got a box. So Steve Harvey said the same shit. Now, I know black people and I know niggas. Let me tell you something. I can make a joke about wrapping Christmas presents in newspaper. How many people watching right now have wrapped Christmas presents in newspaper? How many people out there probably have a joke about wrapping Christmas presents in newspaper? Now, I may have a whole different thing about my parents were so cheap, or I was so lazy, or I actually liked it. A whole different spin. But did that person steal my joke because they made a Christmas paper joke that made with using newspaper or using the comics? No. So I think Katt's wrong about the stealing the jokes scenario. Also, trust me, I don't think Puff Daddy would ask to fuck you 5 times for $50 million. Fuck out of here. Puff Daddy asked twice. He asked once, you say no. But that's the second time to make sure you wasn't scared that day. And after that, he'll either have you killed or ruin your career. I know Puff Daddy. That's how it works. Who doesn't? He did it. Allegedly. Okay? I'm silly. But that's the end of the show. I think that's everything with Katt Williams in my assessment, in my editorial. But it's respected, but I do like Club Shay Shay, how he's doing that. I'm not a big fan of Shannon Sharp because he's actually part of the same people that Katt Williams is talking stuff about. And Katt Williams, he said one more thing that I want to address. He said that there are only 4 to 6 type of people on the planet. I want to say he's close, but I think Katt Williams has seen so much, and he came from such a hard, isolated, no family, been on his own since he was like 10 or 12 attitude, and he's been around a lot of serious drug addicts. I think he has a very myopic opinion of human beings, right? Which I used to, but I got older, and then I used to develop. I told myself, I said, man, it's got to be like, I started meeting enough people. I said, man, I'll tell you as much as I know, there's only about 10 or 11 different people. And then one day I was looking through a psychology, something, I don't know what it was. And they mentioned that most psychologists actually said there's about 12 to 13 type of people. So this got my head spin. I said, well, wow, look at the signs, the astrology, 12 to 13 astrological signs, I think, or 10 or 12, something like that. 10 to 12 months to the year. The 12 disciples. They have the 13th warrior, but it's really 12 is the base. I mean, there's so many bases. The day, 24 hours in a day, 12 hours. So many bases for this stuff, right? And I realized that there's only about 12 to 15. I really say 12 different type of people, but due to financial and economic and cultural leveling, I've added 4 more. So to me, it's about 16 different type of people, but 16 kind of people. Katt said 4 to 5. He's being myopic, but he was on the right track. And there is only, as special as you are, Let me talk to you guys before we get out of here. And then I'm going to say my final words. Let me get my logo out of my face here. One moment. Because I want you guys to see my eyes and get a good look at my face on this bitch. Here we go. Okay. As special as you are, there are at least, divide whatever 7.5 billion is by 16. And that's how many other people are similar to you on this planet. Yes, they look different. Yes, they have different accents. Yes, they have different families. If you spend enough time around them or somebody else did, they're like, he reminds me of Sean. He reminds me of Steve. And there's a reason you say that. Because we're very similar. And I really wish people would learn that. As special as you are just like so many other people. And I wish you would realize that. Realize what you see in others, you see in you. That's why a lot of things we say to each other that is not nice is a lot of projection. Because we have an innocent same. I'm gonna call that the end of this show. Shout out to Katt Williams giving his truth. Shout out to Shannon Sharp for doing his thing. Shout out to our honorable mention, that ninja who dove over or the judge like a damn fool. Shout out to my Fountain of Youth video. If you do want to learn how to live forever, check out my Fountain of Youth video. Like, share, subscribe. Also, thank you guys for watching. If you do watch the replays later, hopefully one day I'll be this will get really big. Past that, we're gonna keep working because I want you guys to always remember. Yes, a lot of people aren't watching right now. Yes, I don't have billions of dollars and I'm not famous. Yes, I'm not president yet. Right? Fuck you guys, right? I'm young. I am healthy. I am at peace. I'm going to live for a long time like a vampire. And I want you guys to remember something. Me putting these videos up and making my song, and I got songs on Vivo. I got songs on iTunes. All that stuff, that video I played. I got videos on what is it called? Tidal. I can pay for myself if I can get enough views, right? If that ever happens. But the point is, 3,000 years from now, everything I put up here won't be it, right? But there may be one or two things that do good enough that even after I had kids or family and they have kids and they have kids and eventually they leave this planet. One day somebody's going to go to type in the name Carl for somebody else and come up on my stuff, or Mr. and come up on my stuff 1,000 years from now. And they may mess around and listen to it and be like, man, this guy from back before in the 2000s, or this guy back, you gotta remember, now we just say back in the 1840s, the 1800s, the 1600s, this guy back in 45 AD Beethoven. You're like, that's as deep as we can go back, right? But man, like, could you imagine somebody being like, yo, it's been like, because I mean, 30 something, 33 years, that's almost 2,000 years. That's 2,000 years ago, right? So imagine 2,000 years from now, somebody saying, damn, man, that Mr. Steve from back in the 2000s and early late 2000s. They might not remember the exact year. The year probably won't even. They'll just say early 2000s or late 90s music. That's what we'll probably say, right? And I just want you guys to remember that love is good. Life is better. But you better do something that's going to make you last forever. Because 30 years from now after you're gone, when your kids have kids and maybe not have kids, or maybe not pass on your X or your Y chromosome, they will forget your name. They'll forget who you are. But you want to make sure you leave something behind so one day, so we can dig something up and be inspired by you. That's what life is all about. It's 2024. Happy New Year, guys. I hope you had a great holidays. We're getting ready for Valentine's Day. And get your lives together and fight hard. It's Noodle Free Mondays. Don't be a noodle. Shout out again to everybody, and very spread us everybody other music stuff. Peace and love. We are in the streets, stinker butts. I'm out of here.